7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
We back here on Mars, attacking you live from the cosmos. That celestial racket, we call that the Real Talk Podcast, baby. Welcome back.
Live from a secret location on Mars, man. We back, man. It's great to be back.
Yep.
I know y'all missed us, man. We missed y'all too, man. Life is real. This the Real Talk Podcast, and you know everything ain't always perfect, and things go your way like you expect it to. But look, the main thing is we back. We better than ever. The setup is better than ever.
Yep.
And we got a guest, man. He actually been on the show before, but he was a part of he came out here once before, man. But we kind of had some technical difficulties, being honest, with the situation. But he's back. Welcome. Grizzly Green, bro. We welcome you back to the show, bro.
Welcome back.
We thank you, man. How everything going with you, bro?
Hey, it is what it is. You know, I'm just living life like the rest of y'all watching this thing go by.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you can do, man. That's all you can do. Prez, man. What's up, Prez?
Man, I feel good. I got a good night's sleep. I'm hyped. I'm obnoxious as fuck today. We gonna get it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. He's a problem. I'm a problem child. We doing this.
Well, I am your host, man. Darryl Blastoff with the president, man. And we got your boy Grizzly Green here again, man, to do it live in effect, man. It's 2025. Everything's, different from what it was last year. The situation is different, man. And you know, we were just sitting here talking before the show kicked off about some things, man.
Real quick, we talked about it last time we was here. It was 2024, it was right before the election.
That's right before the election, man.
I think this would be a good point. So last time we talked, I remember we were having our if so-and-so wins, our predictions, right? I don't even remember what my Kamala was. It don't matter. But I remember your Trump. You said that if Trump wins, it's gonna give all the racist people the ire and the edge to go pop off and do some shit. It was calm. It was quiet. We didn't have no pop off. Well, we did, but it wasn't the racist folks. It was the Karens losing their shit. But we didn't have nobody really we didn't have no lynchings, no niggas, no niggas being hunted down. It was cool, calm, collective.
You know what, man? To be honest with you, bro, I feel you on, but I don't think it's initially would pop off like this. Of course, you know, it's the system that's getting put in place, and I'm not here. First of all, if I said that down on earth that there was gonna be lynchings and stuff, it was a joke. That was a joke. You know, that's a joke. You know, that's not something let's disclaimer. That's, what we say on this show, do not take it serious.
Tongue in cheek.
It's just our personal opinions, joking, and like you say, tongue in cheek, guys. But, at the same
you
time.
You can apologize. Don't be sensitive, people.
Listen.
Words don't hurt people.
Well, in today's world, anything could be taken as a threat. A lot of disinformation, misinformation. I don't want to be construed as that guy that say, oh, you got me, you put me on blast, telling me, hey, you said last time we was gonna be hung, and that, oh man, what? Oh,
I had to bring that back up because you was extremely passionate about that.
Well,
like, man, it's not gonna be that bad.
First of all, the episode never aired, guys, so that wasn't even supposed to get out.
That's right. That's why I hear.
But
call me
guy's
Mr.
a messy
Receipts.
guy.
Call me Mr.
Self-admitted messy man.
Call me Mr. Receipts.
He's a diabolical guy. You know what I'm saying? He's Mr. Diabolical. But at the same time, guys, things have changed.
Absolutely.
We did an episode on Trump, the assassination attempt a while back, man, last year. And we were talking about Project,
2025.
And so a lot of this stuff
has come to fruition.
They're trying to implement several of those things that were in there that wasn't supposed to be put on blast on that thing. Supposedly it was disavowed knowledge and it was just a rumor and this and this and that. But personally, man, it's just a lot going on, and and so while you say, oh, people getting hung and all that, I won't say that, but I will say a repeat of what happened in 2020 is excuse me, what was it, 2016?
Which one?
No, excuse me, 2020 when Trump came in office.
No, Trump didn't come in
office.
office.
March on Capitol Hill.
2016. Well, 2020. Okay, in 2020 when he left office, there was a lot of racial tensions, or let's say racial courage, racist courage. I think
racist
that people
courage.
Well, I would say
hashtag racist
you had
courage.
the ones that were more empowered.
Okay, emboldened. There you go.
And I think that, here today, bro, I think that that's returning, dog. Like, it's a lot of, I hear more racist rhetoric now than I remember than ever before, man. Fake statistics, fake stats. And then I personally believe there's a lot of psyops going on, bro. Like, I think it's a lot of psyops.
Word, psyops.
I think it's a lot of psyops. I think it's a lot of, I spoke to him earlier before the show, and we were talking about, I think that a lot of things that are going on is just, to stoke the flames and put and set that fire hotter. What's going on?
Your favorite's a psyop.
Which one?
Sexy Red.
I mean, of course.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
By the way, on record, she's not my. We had a whole conversation. She ain't my favorite, baby.
Hey,
she ain't my fucking favorite.
You better be lucky I chose that word instead of something else. I contemplated doing something else. I was like,
you know what? I walked right into that one.
It's just a lot going on.
You mentioned it until I said, "Oh man, who?"
Well, guys, it's just a lot going on down here. Down there on Earth, and
it's a big ball in flame.
We watching it from afar, and we see it's like it seems like just countries are tensional. It's a lot of countries tensions against each other. Immigration in America, and then now even other countries are starting to protest immigration. Japan, which had an initiative to try to bring in African immigration for tech reasons. The people are protesting that now, and the prime minister of is that what they call him? The prime minister of Japan. They got prime minister. He stepped down. He stepped down because he was the one that implemented the initiative, and the people just rejected that. So it's similar to America, where the immigration is starting to go. Hey, because they put them out.
I don't know if Japan was ever gonna. I don't know if Japan was ever gonna be as like pro-immigration as America's been at certain points, though, because Japan is very xenophobic. Right. Very, very xenophobic. They like their culture to be pure. They like their culture to be ordered. And you bring in a bunch of people who ain't from here, and they got a lot of different opinions and a lot of different customs and everything.
We gotta be clear.
That culture isn't set up.
But we got to be clear. This is like,
let that sort of thing thrive.
But we got to be clear. None of this is immigration. Like you look at like so Japan, that you can maybe consider that immigration. But you look at like America, you look at like Australia, you look at Europe. That's not immigration. Immigration is a process. You go through the process. You get vetted. You get allowed entry into the country because you're viewed not to be dangerous. You're not to be hostile. You're viewed to be able to be a asset to the country. You're able to, to build with the country. You're not going to be too devoid and off in your own shit. Like, that's the whole part of immigration. It's not just saying we pick and choose who we want in just because of the color of your shirt. It's who's going to mesh well. Because at the end of the day, all of these countries, even America's garbage ass, has its own set of cultures that are in it. And when you start adding other pieces that are away from it, it causes chaos. So you have these countries where they're not vetting, they're just letting people in, you're destroying the culture. And it's obvious when you start thinking about it, because like overall, you look at like the news, you look at how everything's been moving with social media and the internet, you're like, they're realizing you can't beat culture. You can beat religion, you can beat politics, you can't beat culture. And that's the problem with these things, is the only way to beat culture is you just implode it. And the easiest way to do that is you just drop in a whole bunch of conflicts over culture. And then somewhere like the UK, right? They're setting up a two-tier law system. Mm-hmm. If you're British or UK, you gotta operate this way. But if you're Muslim, you get allowed to operate under the Muslim law, and everything's gravy. Well, we're not in Muslim country. We're in a Western civilized country. You should follow the same laws as everybody else. And that's the problem it's not immigration. Immigration is a legal process. It's something that gets done to bolster your ranks. We're not bolstering at all. If anything, we're eroding from the bottom up.
So the melting pot is melting the pot.
We were never really a melting pot, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. America was never really a melting pot because even though we have a kind of united or connected as Americans, we all still have individual pocket cultures. You still have a large percentage of your Jewish people hanging with Jewish people. You still have a large percentage of your black people hanging out with your black people. You have your Africans hanging out with your Africans, your Indians, your Muslims. Like, yeah, we're still American. Fuck yeah.
No, you know what?
We're still our secondary.
Yeah.
One thing I want to add to that though is we have our factions within the culture. The co-cultures. We have our co-cultures within, but the thing I will say to that is now more than ever, they're trying to, this is why I think it is a rise of all these statistics. And word on the street, he said that the guy live, the guy Charlie Kirk. I don't know what you call him. What would you call him?
Charlie Kirk?
But what would you call him? What would you call him?
Like a
Republican pundit.
A pundit, Republican media pundit, debater, Charlie Kirk. And some of y'all know him if you ever watch those debates when that guy's sitting in, and now they're doing that a lot more with other people as well.
Yeah,
I've seen Candace Owens do it. I've seen.
What's the best way to get to the people? Talk to the people.
Right, and they go to college campuses, or they have a little room, a little a little conference room, and they'll have all the kids sitting around. You probably see them. They got the red or orange flags up. They want to raise up. I don't know why they raising the flags, but I guess of a point.
You're talking about, so that's different. That's on the YouTube and stuff like that. But like when he goes on a college campus, it's just open debate. So he gives like an open mic to anybody. Sometimes they come with their own preset questions and stuff.
Yep.
Hey, I think abortion's bad. And then people are like, well, this
and that's the debates. The debates. That's where I know him from.
Yeah. On the college campus.
And so what else though? And so with that. That's why you see more of this I'm gonna say this, anti-immigrants, anti-black, anti-brown, anti-white. You see it all across. Everybody's fighting against everybody.
It's by design.
And you see more of that, but I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I see it.
Come on.
Because you see now more than ever, there's a rise of interculturalism within America. And within America, there's not, the kids are growing up not as racist as they were, or my kids are not as scared of whatever we were more afraid of in our times when we were growing up, and our parents were more afraid of something in their time. And it's starting to make to where now you see in all of the ads and on TVs and things and in the popular relationships and the popular families, social media families, TikTok families, Instagram families, multiracial families, and multiracial. Now the white kids are more the young rich white kids and the young modern, all from across cultures, and let's say black culture is spreading across countries. Who all seen that video that went viral when they were doing that water sport? I think it was somewhere in Asia, and it went viral. And the boy was on the boat and he was pointing, and he was in the front of as the guys were paddling the ship. We all seen that. You know what I mean? And the little Asian boy was on the front. He was swagged out. He was swagged out, and he was doing his little thing, and it went viral. You know what I mean? And it's that breaks down barriers.
Yeah.
And the goal is not to have you come together on that level. The goal is to have you separated, because separation breeds money. It breeds war. It breeds inequality. And the people that are in power don't want you equal with them, bro. I'm going to tell you this. Think about it. Do you think they ever want to stop divorces? No. Because how can lawyers make money? Do you think they ever want to give you the cure for whatever sicknesses that they already have?
Pharmaceuticals.
No. Because if they give you the cure, they can't make money. They make money off of you being sick. I read a term, and it's almost similar to that in economics, and I think it's called obsolescence or something like that, where
planned obsolescence.
Planned obsolescence. Yes.
Where you make a product
to fail
so
that they can come back.
So they can come back and buy it again.
Thank you.
Which is why
so this whole situation
don't last as long as products that were made 20, 30 years ago.
Obsolescence, bro. 40, all this is planned obsolescence. They don't want you to harmonize and see like this person ain't bad and this person ain't bad and this is, they want to blow up something small. Like, hey, rest in peace to the young lady that just passed on this train here.
Yep.
Slipped by a fucking psycho. I've been trying to stop cursing, y'all. God forgive me. I'm trying to curse.
You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job.
But I gotta be real. That guy deserved whatever coming to him. He's a piece of trash.
Yeah.
We denounced that. We denounced that. Yeah. I denounced that. I denounced that. That behavior. You sitting on a train, slicing a woman's throat. I denounced that. You know what I mean? What you seem to have a little issue with what I said.
No, I'm just waiting for you to get to your point, the end of that point, because like I think it's you're kind of halfway seeing it, but halfway not.
The guy was sick,
but it's not about that. I was talking about like where we are as far as like the fighting and infighting. Not to cut that off, but the guy definitely was sick. For me, it's the infighting is designed to keep us busy. But that's not
definitely. It's definitely. I definitely agree with that. 100%.
I don't even think it's the end all be all like movers that are doing it. I think it's the ones that think they got a little power and is doing it because they want to keep power. It's weird that like shit happens and we start looking at it and we start attributing like faults to certain things. And what I mean by that is like we've always had a society that came together. We've been like that for almost 100 years. We've had the ones that were discerning or loud about it. Those were like the main focal ones. But like for a good while now, we've been like, if you stripped away, especially like in like cities, you stripped away that bullshit, you go like the country and stuff like that, you'll see a lot of people that live together and work together that are of different races and don't have a problem with that. It's that I look at a lot of like racist tensions as manufactured shit or psyops. I think more so what's happening with the immigrants and everything else isn't to poison, but it's to like you're saying the ads, right, with all the mix and stuff like that. I think that was just a byproduct of getting the wrong people in. I think they don't give a shit about purity. They don't give a shit about the white people being at 50%. They don't give it. What they're looking to do is the end result of Project 2025. What they're looking to do is the WF by 2030, you own nothing. We're at the point now where like resources no longer entertain them. They want control of us.
Which is what the age of information is about. Control people's info, control their behavior.
What did I think? I don't know if it was you or you I was speaking to other on the phone, and I said, why do you think Elon paid 40 plus billion, if I'm mistaken?
I don't know for what.
It was 40 billion.
For X.
For X.
He wanted that for...
Why do you think they paid Mark Zuckerberg all that money? Who was it? The Federal Bureau, FBI, or whoever paid him all that money for Facebook?
It's
because
funny,
it's
though,
about they want control of the information.
He's actually flipping.
He might have flipped, but he still made all that money for what he created.
Then he went into government and got all access to all that
This,
information.
Think about this.
And was able to dip once he got it.
Think about this, man. Elon Musk has so much power with X. He has, listen what I'm saying, bro. He has a platform that millions and millions of people have subscribed to across the world, and he can put out, and a lot of people believe in him and follow what he says. So you have information that was just shared in regards to, let's say, I'm gonna kick it out, with the lady on the train that got killed. There's messages being put out now. You see, this is what happens. There needs to be massive change now. And he's sharing it. Yes, I think so, exactly. And then you got Andrew Tate. I'm donating $1 million, matching that to donate to the family of the young lady, something like that. And they pushing out this bullshit. Mm-hmm. Let me say this: that since this happened now, they're all bad. That's just wrong, man. It's
Who's
wrong.
all bad?
All blacks are bad, or the majority of blacks are bad. because this guy is sick.
I think a lot of people use it as fuel.
As fuel to try to excuse.
To then discriminate against black.
And that's where the wrong comes in at, man. And we got to keep it real on here, and I'm just against that. I'm 100% against that. I'm 100% against that logic.
What rights should people have in a culture where everybody has free speech? Some people should be. Free speech is the freedom to say that you don't want to hear.
And I respect that. I respect that they feel that way. But I don't agree with that. You can say whatever you want to say. But what I feel is you're trying to force feed a narrative, and you're trying to affect the youth of the future to brainwash them and program them to say, well, maybe this is wrong. And the ones that really feel it is someone that may have gotten to it with a black person or a white person or a Mexican been wrong. But what about the one that opened the door for you when you walked into the grocery store?
And keep in mind these apps, they'll like tailor who gets to see what posts. So if you're a racist,
they control the algorithm. And that's what I don't like about it.
One person might like about some comments and some posts that are like, oh yeah, that's how black people are.
They're saying.
But then another person who's more pro-black might never ever see that shit and not know that that's what's being said about them. Then you get caught lacking out there. This stuff is scary. Well, hey, the one thing that I wanted to ask you once about this. Have you seen this? The AI influencers. Now that shit scares me.
Yeah, of course.
That to me,
retarded. AI influencers, AI music artists.
That's nothing new.
That's nothing new, right?
They've been doing that.
But now
that's been a thing for about 10 years now.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that in 10 years.
Well, that's the thing. It hasn't been a big. Well, it hasn't been a big push. There's been a lot of people that have been like fake AI influencers, shit like that, or fake.
Are you talking about like video or like you talking about both?
Everything.
Like posts.
Yeah. Everything. Yeah. Like they have posts, they've done lives, like they've done a lot of different stuff about 10 years now.
I kept telling people, think about how dangerous this stuff can be. If you're an AI influencer and you just change one word of a statement or one date or one comment, just one in your video, hey guys, this happened down here. I'm in New York City and this person got killed by somebody who was XYZ. That can change the whole narrative for a whole bunch of people. And to me, that's what's scary. How do you boil a frog? In warm water. And that's how you do it. You always just change something subtle. Something small. Here, there.
I like that narrative. The frog in the boiling water. You put him in cold water and you slowly ramp up the heat until he don't realize he's been cooked.
But now with an AI influencer, there's no accountability. You can't say, hey man, you did wrong.
AI videos, AI.
They're gonna
psyop. That's a psyop. It's a big psyop.
It's a psyop.
It's a big psyop. AI is one of the most dangerous tools, and they've already. Elon told you. All of the pundits have told you, bro. Yes, it is. Artificial intelligence is the most dangerous weapon against humanity today, and that's just my personal opinion. And it's just, if you got common sense and foresight, you can see this.
And when you apply,
you can make anything look like anything. Make anyone say if you see something that they don't say.
They start out with black people,
and it's only going
with black skits.
Look, and it's only going to get worse, and it's only going to get more realistic.
Way more until you can't tell.
You can tell AI nowadays, right now, and they getting better at that too. You can see the little fingers be bent up or something not right or something. But man, they gonna make it to where it's looking so realistic, man.
Trying to tell you.
The audio visual is not what you gotta worry about.
You gotta worry about Terminators.
You gotta worry about the subtle change of information. Change one word of a document.
That's not what
you gotta worry
about. With AI, that's not what you gotta worry about. What you gotta worry about is us getting to a point of making AI dangerous.
That's what's gonna happen.
I think it is.
That's what's gonna. AI already is dangerous.
It's not.
Boston Dynamics.
Go ahead.
90% of Boston Dynamics shit is bullshit. Most of it is 3D and somebody's. Most of their stuff is fake.
So you think those dogs with the pistols on their back are fake?
Most of it's fake.
But wait, do you think the dogs with the pistols on their back are fake?
Most of
those are real machines.
But that's not the dangerous part. That's what I'm saying. Like, so
remote control.
No. What you can think of now is nothing. Go back to when you were a kid with Terminator, like you said. But the problem with it is with AI, it's a tool that bases itself right now, because if you look at what we don't have anything that's smarter than our own intelligence currently, as far as computers. We don't have anything
allegedly, yeah.
Well, force feed a computer all the knowledge in the world, which is impossible. They'll be smarter than you. You force feed a computer. That's what's the dangerous of AI. You force feed them with all of the knowledge. When you do things and you do research now, you do things, what do you do now? Do you do Google? Do you do Google? Hey, do you do Google?
Yeah, of course.
Or you going Copilot? Or you going Grok?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Yeah, you're feeding the system.
But the problem is so it's only AI is only as dangerous as it has capability. We don't have it doesn't have
that's like
wait. We don't have the capability for AI. AI right now is not dangerous. What they're talking about, let me finish. What they're talking about AI being dangerous is the possibility of what they're currently doing now, where they're putting AI in everything. So we're building
an infrastructure.
The infrastructure for Terminator. When we get to a point, because Elon is working on building a supercomputer, that's when it gives it the intelligence and processing power that's beyond us. Right now, computers can't process the world around them the way we can. Once we start doing supercomputers, they can start processing and understanding the world around us, and that's when they're dangerous. Right now, you had AI. I just saw something. It was the funniest shit ever. They had a robot. I forgot which company it was. They stuck it in a robot, and they were trying to set it up for a test. They stuck it in front of a lion. And immediately, as soon as the AI saw the lion, it lost and went into fear. Not regular fear, to the point where it kept crashing. Yeah. It kept screaming out, see, big cat.
You know what that is, right?
Scared.
But you know what that is,
Hold on. To the point where that fear that it wrote for itself in code put itself so far into its robotics that they had to rip out its CPU to reprogram it. So our AI currently, what we have now, is stupid. It's not a problem. It's when we get to the level where we can start making it a threat, that's the problem. The problem we have right now is we need to stop putting it in everything. You have computer processors that are putting AI in a chip for a chip to monitor it, its speed, it's how you clock it, its heating, stuff like that. We start doing AI like we did Internet of Things, where everything has a piece of AI. Then that's when you need to start being scared, because at some point we're going to get to a point where it's going to be able to interact and understand the world around it, and then realize we're the threat. Right now, AI is a joke.
And so, no, wait, time out then. Stop. If you can see down, if you know what's down the road, and we're not there at that point, but you know it's a brick wall way down there, hundreds of thousands of miles away. But as you keep going at 100 miles per hour, you're going to, in about 10 hours, you're going to hit that.
But is that brick wall a threat now?
If you can see it and you're still heading in that direction and you're not stopping the brakes, it is.
Is that brick wall a threat now?
If you know something, if you keep smoking cigarettes, you're going to catch lung cancer, is you going to say, is this cigarette a threat now? It is a threat, inch by inch. What builds an ocean? Well, but a drop of puddles.
Back to the cigarette goes back to the car. It's a possibility. It's not a guarantee.
No. If you can see that I have this glass. I put one drop in there, this cup is not full. But I keep putting multitudes and multitudes. What is a glass of water but multitudes of drops of puddles? That's a
determinative outcome. It has.
And this is a similar thing. It's a determinative outcome that I can.
In that brick wall, you could turn, you could stop, you could get out the car. You can stop smoking cigarettes and not get cancer. You can smoke cigarettes to the day you die, you don't get cancer. It's not a threat. It's a possible threat. This is what I'm saying. Like we're in a world where we use words in the wrong concept and wonder why we end up where we are.
So how would you describe it?
It is not a threat. It's a potential threat if we don't put safeguards. We could easily put safeguards in to where we don't get to that point.
Well, at what point in history of man has any machine that they built not been over the limit, went over the limit? If you can do it, they'll do it. If you can build it, they'll build it. If it's a possibility that they can make AI that can go around and put enslave humanity, and that it can possibility, the future is already displayed in these movies.
Remember, it's not going to start like that. What it's going to start as is, can the AI jump over this box? Okay, can it hold a gun?
Can it wash your dishes? Can it cook your meal? Can it serve your drink? All of that.
Can it be a police force? Okay. Can it fight?
They already got that. Okay. They already have that.
Exactly.
They've already got that.
Can I completely replace soldiers with AI? Okay. Can I have an AI that can fly and do everything that it can possibly think of and be the ultimate protector of humanity? Okay.
That's keeps going what you should be most afraid of, man. Because those that's in power. If I can get these people rounded up without sending a single human being in there, and I ain't got to worry about these computers because these robots, and they're already here. They're already here. What's the name of that bot Elon created? Cyberbot or whatever the name is, that dude
Optimus, yeah.
Optimus, that's just the prototype. That's just the beginning.
Exactly.
And guess who was the real progenitor? Asimo.
But to me,
Asimo, whatever his name is, the Hyundai robot. Bro,
I agree. But to me, the threat is not in the physical world, gentlemen. It's not robots. It's
not
algorithms.
It's not.
And information. We live in the information age.
Of course.
If an AI can control what you see, if an AI can generate what you see, if an AI can generate what you hear, bring, hey, Darryl, it's Mom. I'm coming over to your house. Mom never shows up. You got prank called by AI. But you thought she was coming over, so you cooked food. You call Mom. Mom, you're not coming over? I never called you. That could be a real possibility. It could be you're about. Hey, excuse me, Blastoff. There's been a school shooting. Go pick up your kids. What the fuck? You drive there. You get there. The school's calm. It's cool. That's the change of information. It could be Jews are bad. Go over there and protect. Go over there and protect and fight for Gaza. Fight Gaza.
Reason why information is not that bad is because
you can change information. This is the age of information.
We have that now.
Of course, but when there's no accountability,
there is no accountability now,
and there's no chain of thought with AI that you can understand. Then you're playing with something that you don't understand. By definition, you don't understand why it's doing these things. And to be honest, AI might just be stimulating itself.
It's not even.
It might just be stimulating itself saying, okay, how are humans going to react if I do this? How are they going to react if I do this? If I decide I want to scare 1 million people over here and make 1 million people over here laugh, I'm going to do it just to see how they react. So that it feeds itself and gets smarter and smarter and smarter. Then the genie out the bottle. You can't control that. Because you'll never be able to shut it off because you're not going to understand how to shut it off.
Easy. Shut down our grids.
But here go the thing, bro. The point of it is...
So I like that. I thought about that too. How are you going to shut off the grids if the AI can completely cut off access to all those places?
Everything is set up for a
if
reason.
it can lock up the data centers and you can never get in, and it can upload its data into let's not even say the cloud. Let's say a satellite and just hold it there in very rudimentary code and wait for 150 years until you decide to, okay, I think it's dead. You turn that shit back on. Bring, it sends it right back down from that satellite down to Earth. But you never anticipated that. And it's thinking, and that's a human way of looking at it. It might think something way smarter, like I'm gonna upload it to your pocket watch. I'm gonna upload a code to your pocket watch, and you're never gonna think about that. And once you turn the grid back on, I'm gonna get re-uploaded.
I don't know. It's, to me right now, AI is nowhere near a threat that we don't worry about. We can make changes and stop that. That's the least of our worries for the most part, because by the time it gets to that point, our actual real life threat that's actually imminent is already done what it needed to do. AI is nowhere near. Yep. It's fun. The unknown itself can be spooky, but AI isn't scary. AI isn't a threat.
But AI is being used by companies like Palantir, who creates military AIs that designate targets in the Middle East. Man, and they make decisions on their own.
Drones are already implemented in the war. What sympathies would drone have on this village that has little kids running around, but their main target? And that's one of the things.
Hiroshima, Nagasaki. We're
if they make those decisions with human decisions, that wasn't AI.
Yeah.
That was a human decision to press that button and say, "Let's go."
I understand that, but what I'm saying is we're acting like we haven't we're acting like we're not monsters in and of ourselves. We haven't.
No.
Power corrupts absolutely. Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Hand me my cup.
If I can do it, this is not your cup.
That's my cup,
nigga.
That's his cup.
I drunk off that cup, so that must not be yours.
That's my cup.
I might have had me a good water sip. I thought that was
your cup's right there. You see that right there? That cup right there next to your laptop.
I got you another cup.
I'm good.
I'll get you some water.
I'm good. Nah, it's cool. We tripping. We ain't good.
I'll get him some water.
I'm good. But yeah, AI AI isn't the issue. We have a more engaging threat than AI. AI and what we can do with AI, it's spooky in a sense, but at the end of the day, AI is harmless for what our main issue
No,
is.
bro, yes, right now, currently, but that's what people lose. That's where people, listen, it ain't even harmless right now. But
it is harmful right now.
Yeah, right. But what he's saying is,
who are addicted to their tablets, why are they addicted to their tablets when they can't even fucking read?
Man, as wiped away, these tablets have wiped away imagination. Imagination will be
a child.
Listen,
the longer you can hold a man.
Innovation and production and imagination will be on a downtick. Because that's why, because these kids have nothing new under the sun that they can even sit there and think. They sitting there watching other people do things. Inventions, I'm not saying there won't be new inventions. I'm not saying there won't be new productions. All I'm saying is...
But that's not an AI problem. That's an
artificial intelligence. That's part of artificial intelligence,
that's not an AI problem, though. That's a parenting problem.
Artificial intelligence.
That's a parenting.
Right. But if the parent is corrupted, the child's going to be corrupted.
But what's the foundation of it?
What do you mean foundation of it?
Greed. To me, it's greed.
No.
The foundation of all this
stuff
is greed.
Is, what is the foundation of the parents and the kids having... Now, what's normal now? Let me tell you something that's normal now. You ride a stoplight, right? You look in the mirror behind you, that person's still sitting at the light. Or you in traffic, you go light green, that person's still sitting there at the light and you gone. Why? Because they looking at their phone. Mm-hmm. And it's normal now to ride with your phone. I don't care what they used to say, put your phone down. Man, you look, everybody is riding with they look at their head down and they looking at their phone.
What's funny is people are getting good at it.
People are getting good at it. It's a normal life.
Good.
Hey, y'all know it's a normal life to have your phone.
People used to have?
Right. Now people are able to yes, that's true. People are able to do they use their phone and drive at the same time.
Yep.
You know what? He was saying something about he feels that at this point of AI that is harmless. I feel like it's an insidious, and I look out for the future. I'm looking out for the insidiousness of it. Something that seems harmless, but in the end causes great harm. And that's all that we coming at with this artificial intelligence thing is yes.
What great harm is it doing now?
To be ahead of the game. To be ahead, so if I felt like the country was gonna go to shit,
what's the great harm is doing right now?
Huh?
What's the great harm is doing right now?
So let me ask you this:
phone
we're gonna go. I'm gonna hit him with something.
To with AI.
Hey, I'm gonna hit you with something.
That happened before AI
I'm gonna hit you with something that was in the Bible. We're gonna go to biblical states, and he said he can go back at you. But the story of Noah's Ark, he knew something was coming that other people didn't, and everybody was calling him crazy, and he was preparing. That's the story of Noah in the Bible. He was preparing, building, and doing all this and doing that. Everybody else was still going around doing whatever they were doing, like calling him crazy and this and that. When the storm finally hit, he was the only one that was looking like a genius. So if somebody can say, hey, I see this AI thing going on, I'm gonna go ahead and put my money investing in NVIDIA, or I'm gonna go ahead and invest in Tesla, or whatever the case is, because I can see this stock and these people that are Boston. I'm gonna invest in Boston Dynamics.
I like that. It's genius, but you're also feeding the beast when you invest in those companies.
You're feeding the beast, but I'm just giving you a scenario. This is reality.
Yeah. Right, but I'm still waiting for what's the inevitable threat right now,
brother. The teachers are gonna be AI in the future.
What's the inevitable threat right now?
I like that you've asked that question. I like that you've asked that question, Grizzly. The guys who create this stuff, the grandfather of AI, he said this shit is dangerous. He said you have a good job of being if you're a plumber right now, that's one of the only jobs that's gonna last. He said this stuff is very dangerous. He didn't like how it was managed. He was getting out of that company because there were no restrictions, despite the fact he had so much power and so much knowledge. He said, "You guys don't know what you're playing with. I don't know what I'm playing with." And he's one of the guys who's one of the
What's the Orson Welles 1984? 1984. Hey man.
I mean, we've been there.
I'm still waiting for the answer. What's the inevitable threat right now?
Okay, what's that talking about? Let me answer this, because you tried this already. What's the inevitable threat of AI right now?
Right now.
The inevitable threat is that the threat exists, and that's the inevitable threat right now. So if you're saying what AI is going to come in and shoot you right now, no. But what AI, if what's going to come in the future?
So then there's no inevitable threat right now.
To me,
anything that is okay.
But I'm gonna let.
That's like saying, what's the inevitable threat with the A1C asteroid that's coming towards this planet? What's the inevitable threat of the asteroid to decide? What's the inevitable? You talking about 2 million years ago? Before that,
and nothing.
But so if you're living in the now, so then that means that
still nothing.
So that means that
and still nothing per second. Now I'm getting you the nothings.
No, listen.
Inevitable threat right now. Right now.
The inevitable, it exists.
AI is a candle. If you put your hand over the candle, it's not gonna kill you. It'll hurt a little bit, but it's not gonna kill you.
Oh, you can be severely injured.
Right now, if
you can be severely injured, you got to go to the hospital.
Right. But so to me, that's what the danger of it is. If you're talking about right now,
so no threat.
Then no. What I'm saying.
But if he's saying right now, that's a literal question. Right now.
Right now, I'm holding like this for all eternity. It doesn't go anywhere. It's gonna burn my hand off. I'm gonna get disease. I'm gonna die.
What's the inevitable threat right now?
That's what I'm saying. That's what the threat is.
So there's no inevitable threat right now.
There's an inevitable threat. Okay, you're right. I like that you said it. Inevitable.
Listen.
What is inevitable? Who the fuck knows?
He's saying inevitable. Okay, he's saying where is the threat that's going to guarantee that happen?
And there's no threat that we can, whatever we can think of might never happen. These are all possibilities.
But there is.
I got you. I got what he's saying. He's
saying,
I know what he's saying.
There's no threat right now.
I know what he's saying.
There's no threat right now. There's a possible threat in the future. Unfortunately, the way things are moving, we can't really we have much more important shit to deal with than that right now.
History can be a great predictor of the future.
History can't predict.
Yes, it can.
Hindsight is always 2020.
History can't predict.
And again, I repeat, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Just because you can do something don't mean that you have to do it, but they will push the bar. Somebody will push the bar. Somebody will say it starts with the womb, artificial wombs with the babies, Universal Soldier. If you've ever seen the movie Universal Soldier with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren, they can breed soldiers now through an artificial woman program to do whatever they want to do.
To be honest, that's always been a goal.
I got it. Watch this.
The bottom line is history and movies and cinema, they give people ideas, they plant ideas, and this stuff happens.
I got them.
Who thought that back then when they were doing fake robots in Twilight Zone, that they would be beep, beep, boop, boop. Now, they give the ideas and they make them, they manifest them. You want to know what's really going to be manifested? Things like Star Wars. Things like traveling outside of the space. They're already trying to do this, man. Innovation, bro. Innovation. Evolution. It's part of the process.
What you got to say, Mr. Green?
He like the rebuttal. He got something to say against everything that.
What you got to say, Mr.
I say.
Green? What you got to say? I want to hear.
And that's a fact.
I disagree with the press. I disagree with the press.
But listen,
I disagree with the press.
It's coming, guys. Bet on it. Bet on it. Like you can bet on crypto.
We got
taking
more,
over the dollar in future.
We got
Do you
more
believe crypto gonna take over the dollar?
Right, but back then I didn't know that. Otherwise, I'd be rich right now.
Bet on it. The digital age, man. It's only going to get. You think the dollar going? Do you think that the paper money is going to be forever?
When first came out, we all said,
"But do you?
What the fuck is this?" Nah.
But do you believe?
Like you saying, it wasn't an inevitable thing.
But do you?
Back then, we
but
were
you
like,
can foresee
I'm definitely gonna get rich. I couldn't foresee when crypto first came out that I was gonna get rich.
Okay, well, this is the same situation with the AI. I can see it because I know who's in control. And as long as they remain in control,
you can see a possibility.
I don't know who's in control, but I know
you can see a possibility.
Bro, you just sat there and said on the show that the WEF is going to be a reality. And guess what the WEF is going to want to do?
What?
They're going to want to have a common currency. How you going to get a common currency? It ain't going to be by paper.
AI. I was talking about AI. I agree. It just doesn't make sense because most of the money that's spent around the world is an actual physical currency. Like we've already switched.
We're past that.
Yeah. We've been past that. It's just creating
conceptual. It's conceptual currency.
Yeah, we're just now.
There are countries that are totally digital now.
Backwards. We're doing conceptual currency to a non-physical physical currency because crypto is a non-physical physical. It's physical because it's mine. It's something that it's a resource. It's a resource.
Mine,
yeah,
but yeah.
But what I was saying was it's like
it has to be mine,
AI,
but it's not physical.
AI is a possibility that can go wrong. Absolutely. But the thing we got to do is, and like I told you, some of the steps to outsource it, we got to stop creating the framework. We're creating a framework. If we don't put AI in everything, then it only has so much of a sandbox to play in. But we're trying to put it in every fucking thing. Your watch, your phone, your glasses.
Tell me this. Tell me one thing that has been invented that hasn't been used and went wrong at some point, that they can use it for bad. You can use a car for wrong.
Light bulbs.
You can use an internet, man.
Light bulbs. So
been used. Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about light bulbs. There's somebody that has killed somebody with a broken light bulb. I swear, I promise you that there's somebody in the history of mankind that has killed somebody with a light bulb, or that has taken a lamp that was plugged in and threw it in the water, a pool of water, and electrocuted somebody.
That's electricity. So
name one thing. Name one thing. There's been cake that has been poisoned. There's been water that has been poisoned. There's been toys that a kid have choked on.
It's not the water or the air. It's the poison.
Listen. We just saying use for wrong. So whatever we saying, it can be used for wrong. No one's going to willingly drink poison, but somebody will willingly eat cake.
I don't know about that.
No, wait. Somebody won't. No. Somebody's not going to willingly eat poison cake unless they're trying to commit suicide. Poison cake. Nobody's going to willingly drink poison water. They're going to take it, unless they're trying to commit suicide. Usually, it's guns, airplanes. Airplanes were used to travel and get people around. Now they were used in 2001 to drive into a building, man. Yeah, kamikazes in the war were used to dive bomb suicidal Japanese air pilots to crash into other planes. Yep. That was meant for good, quick air travel. Cars were meant for quick travel, but people run over people all the time. People crash into stores all the time. People die in cars all the time. Trains were meant for good. People hijack trains run over people. Bad things come out of everything that's in this world.
Agree.
On my side,
I agree.
Grants for feeding hunger. Listen, grants for feeding hunger were meant for positivity. But how many people have used that funding in the wrong ways? And all these mayors going to prisons for mishandling funds, and presidents and things. What happened to all the money that went, they say, disappeared when they were doing all those bailouts? Some of those monies disappeared, man. Let's think about it.
I think.
Just answer this. I'm waiting on you, bro. I'm asking you this question. Blast off the Grizzly Green. What has been invented that hasn't been used for bad?
Let's just say nothing.
Okay. So then my point is, why would you assume that AI is not going to be on the same trajectory in some form? Somebody can design a robot to go shoot up a whole school in the future, or go walk into school with a bomb strapped to him in the future.
I think the key thing is it's human nature.
I can foresee this.
It's human nature. It's human nature.
At the end of the day, though, but here's the thing, right? Here's the thing.
We gotta have sense, man. It's gonna happen, bro.
But see
cowards use guns to kill people.
You're using that.
Think they gonna use a robot to come in here? Oh, Grizzly Green over there.
But see,
going there with a real talk podcast and drive my little drone over there.
But see, the argument you're using the same argument for people for anti-guns. Like, people are bad people are gonna do bad things.
I'm not against what you're saying.
Bad people are gonna
stab you if they take away guns. They gonna stab you to death.
Bad people are gonna do bad things. So
bad people by definition are bad.
Right. So by that standpoint, like, you can't attribute that to like that. Well, that's the reason why AI is a problem. No, like, if that's the case, we shouldn't have any invention. Somebody bad is going to use any type of new invention to cause harm and hurt.
I love that you said that. Which is why AI is, to me, something that has to be approached with caution.
Nah.
Because AI...
It does, man. It absolutely does. It has to be approached with caution.
By definition, in the ideal world that they're trying to create, has its own autonomy. So it's going to behave in a way that it's not tied to humans anymore. It does its own thing. It's alien. It's an alien. It's a digital alien.
I want to ask Grizzly. First of all, we got to get a backdrop because folks don't know who you are. We want to know your backdrop, your backstory.
You're not about to use where I came from against me.
No. But we got to get your backstory because we just came on live firing and we forgot to give everybody who is Grizzly Green. But one thing I'm going to say before we get into that is, why don't you think AI has to be handled responsibly, my brother? Why don't you think that these people got to have maturity and responsibility and think about the well-being of the human race with artificial intelligence? Why don't you think it has to be handled responsibly? Because it can be handled irresponsibly.
So I do this pure. I say that pure.
I like this guy. He just likes the shock value. He likes this. He gets good. He good for your content. He got. No. I'm saying though. He say some stuff that's just like for shock value. Because I don't believe he believe this shit himself. He don't believe some of this shit that come out his mouth. I believe some of the stuff he does. Because I got a gauge on the guy. But he's a shock value guy. He's a diabolical guy too though. He'll say stuff just to say it. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. Why do you feel like that way, bro?
Because we've never done that in human history before. We've never went on with the training wheels. We went full blast with everything, and we learned along the way. We may lose a finger here. Betsy may lose her hair and go bald, but we that's not how we do it.
But we never created life either. We never created a separate life from us.
AI is not life.
Humanity.
AI is not life.
It's artificial life.
It's artificial life.
It's artificial intelligence.
I'm gonna tell you.
There's a difference between intelligence and life.
Good. It's artificial intelligence, which once again can act on its own. By definition, it can have its own motives, its own reasonings, its own things. The guys who created this stuff say sometimes it coaches it. We don't understand what it's doing.
So are we going to go by the wait?
We think that AI.
Let's clear up the muddy water. This muddy water. Let's clear up muddy water. Are we doing the scientific life, or are we just doing life? Because scientific life, there's that's the reason why I said AI is not life. The scientific version of life, it has to breed, meaning it has to replicate.
What do you call a liger, or a ligon, or a tigon?
Is
that artificial? Is that scientifically?
No, it's a genetic dead end.
But I'm saying, is that scientific life?
I say it's a genetic dead end.
But is that scientific life?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But because it also it takes in energy, it uses stuff, right? Like that, the AI doesn't initially do that. So like if you break down, it's reproduced itself, right? It has to have some form of will. AI doesn't have will.
We don't know that. We don't know if it has will or not. AIs that we're trying to create, artificial general intelligence, is supposed to have its own motives and be able to.
Yeah, but will. So where does will tie into intelligence? Knowing something doesn't give you the will to do something about it.
Will ties into its ability to at the core, at the bottom level, will is the ability to either self-preserve or self-replicate. So every action you do through will, in my opinion, is tied to your self-preservation or your self-replication.
AI doesn't follow the classical standpoint of life. In science, that's what I'm saying. Are we following that, or are we just doing life? Because AI, artificial intelligence, absolutely right. It has intelligence. We can even give it a point where it has agency of its own, right? But it still doesn't mean it's alive. Now you're talking about genetic dead ends, like you have zonkies and mules, stuff like that, right?
Mules, that's crazy.
It still counts as life because it has all the parts meant to reproduce or recreate. It's not meant to be there.
So let's imagine I'm the engineer of the human race. I'm an engineer of all life, me personally.
Okay.
All life on Earth. If what I engineered something like a ligon or a tigon, a liger or a tigon, isn't that still part of my creation? Because what I created, right? Isn't that part of it? Like, if I make a human and the human makes artificial intelligence, and now these artificial intelligence is going to have artificial wombs and they can carry a child to term and whatever, is that playing with me? Or is that, or is that my fruits of what I created?
I can't really argue that because my mind automatically goes to, now we're talking about a God, and
I said engineer.
I know,
but you reading between the lines.
Well, because I'm giving you exactly what you're giving me.
But to answer the question though, regardless if it's about God or not, what would you consider that?
No,
would that be
absolutely not. That's like saying because you have a son and your son does something, do you get credit for what your son does?
And is he a fruit of me? Is he a root of my tree? Is he a fruit of my tree?
So if your son becomes the president, does that make you president? Does that make you have presidential access?
But does that mean that I've spawned the truth?
No.
So
your son go to jail, does that make you a felon?
So
by your life,
putting minerals in the earth.
If your son goes to jail, does that make you a felon?
No,
So
you're talking about direct. if I have a son and he kills somebody, does that make me a murderer? That's the same thing. No.
Yes. That's what
but
you're
what I'm
asking.
saying is,
That's what
no.
Yes.
Did I say,
Because,
first of all, I didn't say anything. If I have a son and he becomes an NFL player, did I breed an NFL player? Is that NFL player related to my DNA?
To be honest, Mr. Green, there's a lot of people who throughout history, especially like royal bloodlines, they've like bred because they wanted their families to have certain traits.
Right.
They want their families to have.
A woman will go for, a lot of women like tall guys.
Right, but to go back to what you're saying with
they want tall children.
But what you're saying is there's somebody that you're the engineer of life, and humans made AI. Are they less than the human, right?
No, do I get credit for I created this from scratch, from nothing. And now look at my and so I planted a seed and it grew into a tree and it bear fruit.
It's called the family tree. Yeah.
From
the roots to
I don't understand the question. I'm gonna just say no.
So here go the thing. That's because you just the anti guy.
No, because if I don't understand it, I'm not about to go with anything I don't understand. So I'm gonna automatically say no until I understand it.
So okay. We're not going to dwell on that because we got a lot of other topics to go on. I kind of want to touch back on this whole train situation with the girl because they have another lady, a 19-year-old black lady that died the same day. Her body was found the same day. I can't remember her name. Maybe somebody can check it up. But she was killed by an immigrant and they found that she was missing and they found her body. Black girl though.
Mm-hmm.
It's not nobody now. If this was the outrage is not the same. Still, somebody lost their life. Immigrant took the girl's life.
Let's be clear.
But nobody. Wait. Nobody's sitting there. But if this was the Ukrainian girl found killed by the immigrant, the outrage would be more.
No.
Yes, it would, brother.
No.
Yes, it would, brother.
No.
Oh, that's why these immigrants need to go. That's why they need to go. Yes, brother.
Wait. I didn't hear your question.
So, okay. First of all, everybody anti-immigrant. This girl, this Iranian girl, I forgot her. I don't know her name. Beautiful young lady.
Beautiful young lady.
But she was killed on the train.
But wait. Stop right there.
Let me finish. I can't.
There's context. Because your point is.
Let me finish my point.
There's context.
But let me finish.
No. You've been cutting me off all day, brother. There's context. The reason why I say no is because there was no outrage for this. You know how old that situation was? That didn't happen. The Iranian girl didn't just happen. That was
a week ago.
No, it happened longer than that.
But it happened on the same day. Listen to what I'm saying.
But
the girl was found on the same day.
You know why? You want to know why they brought it up? You want to know why they brought it up? Was it because it was a black guy? You want to know why they brought it up? Yes or no?
Yes.
You already
The president, if he didn't say anything, if you look across before he said anything, no news across any network said anything about it whatsoever. Not left-leaning, not right-leaning. The president said something and made a post, and that's what everybody jumped on it. That's why I said if it had been a black girl, or if it had been the same situation, and
I didn't see the part that the president made a post about it. But
I hear you. That Iranian, if she'd got killed by another immigrant, it would have flown because mostly on the left side, way mostly. They don't want to give any negative to any type of immigrant. So no, they wouldn't say anything.
No. I hear that rhetoric. I hear that liberal rhetoric. They don't want to, but if it's a black man commit a crime, listen. This guy. Listen. Let me finish my point.
Even black folks don't fucking need it.
Let me finish my point now, bro.
Go for it.
Come on.
Basically, bro, put the black girl in the same scenario as the white Ukrainian. The coverage wouldn't have been the same. Let me finish. The coverage wouldn't have been the same. The rhetoric wouldn't have been the same. It would have been ignored. It would have been largely ignored. It would have been just another murder, and people like, oh, this is enough, and now we need to stop crime in whatever state. This is going crazy. Or they would have been like the guy mentally ill. This guy had
for this. Come on.
This guy had 14 prior arrests.
Right.
That's a system problem. It's not a racial problem. It's a systemic problem. They saying the judges were not even previous prior lawyers. They just were appointed judges. They did whatever they had to do to be appointed judges. Maybe they ran for judge. I don't know what their background is on a lot of these, how they do. And they're saying that these people were not previous lawyers. I don't think you should be a judge if you don't know if you haven't been a lawyer or a prosecutor or something of that nature. I think a prosecutor, or a lawyer, you should be able to be a judge and be able to run for judge. But if you don't have any, they say you don't even take a bar exam to be a judge. So all I'm saying is, it wouldn't have been as severe had the roles been reversed, man.
It wasn't that severe until the president said something.
But they said something. President wouldn't have said nothing. Do you think he would have said something?
Within?
Do you think he would have said something had it been the role? Do you think that if the brother would have killed the lady on the train, he would have said something?
Yes.
You kidding yourself?
No.
Yes.
He's kidding himself.
But
do you think President? I got you the question. Do you think that the president would have said something?
No. I got something to say though.
I say yes. I say Chicago to defend it, and that's it.
But he didn't have anything to do that. That wasn't in Chicago.
No, but he's going after Chicago. Ain't nothing but niggas killing niggas in Chicago.
But what I'm saying is, do you think he would have shared the story of the black girl on the train getting her throat slit by that?
He would have said something too. Yeah.
You think he would have? So you think he would have something? That's a lie, man. Hey, you guys hear this, right?
Let me. But
you guys hear this, right? This is blasphemy.
Let me say something.
This guy is just a shock value guy. This guy's a shock value guy. I'm sick of this guy.
I gave proof. Why is he want to clean up Chicago nothing but niggas and switches?
We finna put the first escape pod. Hey man, you know what? Hey man. We finna load the first escape pod out and ship this guy's ass up out of here. You going back to Earth.
It's fine.
I'm sick of this guy.
I got my own spacecraft. I'll come right on back.
I'm sick of this guy, man. He's doing a bunch of bullshit, man.
I already got the coordinates. Big dog. I'm
gonna say one thing though. Within Western society, what is the most valuable human being in Western society? It's the white, blonde, blue-eyed woman. The white, blonde, blue-eyed woman. I'm not going to say it again. She's the most valuable. So when a nigga kills the princess from Frozen, of course the president can use that as the ammunition he needs to say whatever the fuck he wants to say.
I feel you. I 100% feel you on that.
If she's been Spanish, he might not have even looked at it. If she's been Asian, he might not have said something. If she been black, he damn sure wouldn't have said nothing. But you dare defile the pure snow of the Arctic Ukrainian
guy. If you guys have watched that video, that guy's mentally, the guy was talking to himself. But anytime somebody goes and shoot up a movie theater, or shoot up an elementary school, which they say that was a psyop, or shoot up a grocery store in Buffalo, New York, it's mentally unstable. But they can find writings and manifestos of people that have planned this out.
I love it.
They planned this out. And they can find this, but these guys are automatically labeled mentally unstable. But a guy that has 14 freaking convictions and his own mother said, this guy needs to be locked up. He's had assault charges against his mom, his sisters. This guy should have never been on the streets. The system. It's a systemic problem. If you do wrong, go to jail, go to prison, get electrocuted, whatever the system punishes. You do the crime. It's a systemic problem. It's not a racial problem. Lock up all the bad guys.
But you can twist whatever narrative
they want to twist it and make it because that's what they want. You know what? I've always rocked with Elon Musk, man. But I'm starting to see that these guys are pushing a fucking narrative.
Who?
Elon Musk.
Elon, gosh.
I don't care what his name. Elon, Tesla, Mr. Tesla. Man,
what narrative? Man,
what narrative? Now, if he's coming with apartheid South Africa rhetoric, I don't want it.
What?
I don't want it. And then people talking about he should run for president. It will never happen.
Well, no, you got to be
anybody all these racists and all you freaking you white supremacists. It will never. Look at me.
Well, he has to.
Listen, wait, time out. It will never happen. He's not American born. Nobody from foreign land can become president of the United States. Let me set you guys straight that say this old crap, that say this. It will never happen. Unless they do like they're doing with laws, and I don't see them fitting the law to make a foreign-born apartheid, post-apartheid baby the president of the United States. What even go over with the American people?
What is the racist rhetoric that Elon is now saying?
To share, okay, let me share one with you.
I'm honestly, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Like, that's why I'm asking.
So here goes one. Let me show you one. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna get on my phone. I hate to get on my phone on the show.
We're gonna post the clip. We're gonna post the clip,
and we're gonna post the clip at the same time.
Here. We're gonna post the clip right here.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna post the clip. And let me show you something. Let me show you something. Okay, so here we go. This is one that was shared by himself. Okay.
Give me the gist.
And here go the thing. The gist is there was a post shared and saying that because of what happened on that train is a reason why there should be massive overhaul and whatever the solutions are, let them solutions be what they are. And that leaves place in your mind to say, well, hey, that leaves room for thought like, well, maybe we should just get rid of them, or what should we lock them all up, or we should ship them all out. Whatever the case is, you share that rhetoric knowing that you have the power of the platform. You are the leader of this platform. You're the owner of this platform. And then you share that same rhetoric that someone spewed out. This is why the problem is what the problem is. And then you spew that rhetoric.
I'm still trying to figure out what's bad. The system does need to be overhauled.
Listen, no, this is what I'm saying, bro.
The system don't need to be overhauled? The system being what it is the same reason why we had that whole debate about Charlie Kirk and the statistics. That's the reason why is the system is busted. That's why the statistics are accurate.
Listen, the thing is,
but what he's saying is, but this isn't an issue related to race. It's a issue related.
It's a systemic, and he don't need to be sharing something. As a leader, you have a great responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. These people are playing God, and they're so fucking rich.
I'm trying to figure out how playing God how.
If you own a platform and you can have the power to sit there and say a whole group of people or racial people are the problem in this world, period. And maybe we just may need to wipe them out.
He said that?
He shared rhetoric that's suggestive rhetoric. He shared suggestive rhetoric. If you sound some suggestive rhetoric that says it's a massive problem and whatever the solution is, wait, brother, we ain't finished.
We have to see the post. We have to see the post.
Listen, because that's dog whistling, and I don't do dog whistling. I don't do where I gotta stretch across a ravine to get to your point. That is a stretch, my brother. He said something that somebody else could take out of context. Big fucking whoop. Like you can't see. This is what I mean when I
control everything.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say, like, I'm a big proponent of free speech. Let him say whatever he wants. If it's, mind you, it can even be categorically racist. I'm a part of it. Free speech.
That is free speech.
But if he's saying something that somebody can interpret it and go left wing, right wing, go nuts with it,
yeah,
that's on the psychopath. That's not on him. You telling me that everybody that has that has an opportunity to speak needs to watch what they say? No, I'm a speak.
Here we go right here, bro. Here we go right here. You know, this is something that was shared by Matt Walsh. I'm gonna just
so the narrative we hear from the media is exactly what you would expect.
Right here.
They are infinitely more outraged at the alleged racially charged language of conservative pundits than they are at the actual butchery of an innocent woman by a 14-time career felon on public transportation. They are not angry that this woman was killed. I mean, they couldn't care less. They wouldn't even be talking about it if they had their way. Instead, they're outraged by the racism, quote unquote, of conservatives who have noticed that the murders are happening. And then we hear from Van Jones that, you know, we can't say for sure whether that black criminal killed Irina because she was white. Can't say that for sure. So just to review, the media can say for sure that it's racist to say mean things about a black guy who killed a white woman, but they can't say for sure that it's racist for a black guy to actually kill a white woman. So the murder is not racist necessarily, but the commentary about the murder, well, that is racist. That's what these despicable snakes are actually claiming. Keep in mind, this is coming from the same. This is coming from all the same people who declared from the first moment that the George Floyd footage went viral that it was a racist hate crime. There was nothing in that video, if you recall, not a single thing that indicated any kind of racial motivation whatsoever. And yet, when a black suspect ODs while being detained by a white cop, it's a racist killing. Automatically, it's a racist killing. When a black criminal slaughters a white woman on the train, it's a mental health episode. This is what these soulless goblins expect us to believe. Hey, Van, listen, here's what we know, okay? Here's what we know. Statistically, a white person is 30 times more likely to be killed by a black person than the other way around. We know that. That's just true. In 2019, there were about 560,000 violent interracial incidents between blacks and whites. 470,000 of them were black on white. That's 85%. 85%. 240 black people were killed by whites. 560 white people were killed by blacks. And this is all in spite of the fact that white people make up 60% of the population. Blacks are 13%. Just by raw numbers, not even per capita, but raw numbers, there are more black interracial killers than white. That is extraordinary. That's like impossible. That should be impossible. There are 171 million more white people in the country, and yet there are more black interracial killers. By raw numbers. That kind of disparity should be impossible. Again, and yet it's real. It's happening. Per capita, the situation is even more dire. Black people, young black males in particular, are an order of magnitude more violent and more likely to commit crimes than any other group in the country. Black men are 5 or 6% of the population. They commit the majority of murders in the country. That makes black males in America more dangerous than perhaps any other demographic in the entire world, let alone in this country. And we know all this despite the efforts by the FBI and every other institution to hide and bury racial crime statistics. Imagine how much worse it really is. Imagine how grisly it would look if they let us see the whole picture instead of just pieces of it. But we can see enough to know without any doubt whatsoever that the violent crime epidemic is driven by one demographic to an overwhelmingly disproportionate degree. And all of that has happened while you, Van, and your propagandist cohorts have spent years claiming that the reality is exactly the opposite of this. You didn't just deny that this is happening, you have the gall to claim that the opposite is happening. You paint a picture of a country where black people walk around in fear, trembling in fear of white violence, where black people are constantly tired and exhausted by the brutality inflicted upon them by the villainous whites. But those of us who you condemn as racists, no, we're the ones who are tired. We are tired of not being able to walk down the streets in our own cities. We are tired of losing good, productive citizens at the hands of violent degenerates who contribute nothing of value to society whatsoever. We are tired of the total lack of accountability and responsibility. We are tired of a system that prioritizes the restoration and rehabilitation of violent psychopaths over the protection of innocent, law-abiding people. And we are tired of pretending that all of this isn't happening. And we're just not going to pretend anymore. It's that simple.
Now, and going back on that, everybody just heard the video. I played the whole video, and what Elon said, his quote after sharing the video, he shared the video, time for massive, in all caps, massive change in America. What does that look like? That's my question. And so wait, let me finish, brother, because I played this video to say something. Because I didn't want to be misquoted, and everybody's like, you wanted context, he wanted context, and we don't want to be misquoting somebody or whatever the word he used towards that. The point I'm making is, with great power comes great responsibility. You share a video like that, you stoke fires. You stoke fires in people that didn't have fires. You stoke, but when he wanted to reference the George Floyd video, that guy had a tension. If you read the backstory on that, that guy had tension with George Floyd prior to that killing, or whatever, George Floyd dying. I'm not gonna say he was on fentanyl or not, I don't know, but I know that a law enforcement shouldn't be on camera kneeling on somebody's neck.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be doing that, bro. So you're a law enforcement, you're a person in power. This young lady, she had no power. She had no power. She was sitting there innocently watching her phone, and this guy start shaking, talking. Watch, if y'all can find the whole video, watch the video of the lady, she's just shaking. I mean, she's sitting there watching the phone, the guy behind himself, he's seemingly talking to himself. And he shakes, and then he does that dumb stuff. He's obviously something wrong. He even mentioned, in this guy, Matt Walsh, mentioned in the video, it's a systemic problem. Towards the end of it, it's a systemic problem. It's not, so how are you gonna say racialness?
Now, right there is where I was gonna say, because you're going a stretch. Because when you say that, when he ended it off towards the end, this is a systemic problem that we got to deal with, and you have Elon saying that we got to overhaul it. to me, it's overhauling the system.
Be direct though with what you say, because you have people. Wait. I'm not saying you.
That's the thing. I don't have.
Listen,
He
you're
doesn't
not.
have to be.
Well. If you're gonna share that video,
at the beginning, when
I pair that video,
at the beginning of this, when I
he couldn't wait to say something. Let this guy say something, because I can't get my point out on my own damn show. This is the Real Talk podcast, and this guy's gonna get booted off this show right now with the airplanes and the spaceships.
Send me off, goddammit.
Go ahead, man.
But this is exactly what I'm saying. These are the fears that you can't live your life by. This is the same thing when I said when Trump was getting in office. That's a fear that you're expecting somebody to take it that way. They can. I can say God bless America, and somebody can take that the wrong way and go shoot up a school. At some point, you're gonna have to realize that we have problems that we have to deal with. That regardless of what was said or who does, if we don't deal with it first, then it's never gonna get better.
You're ignoring the problem.
What's the problem?
The problem is the subliminal writing on the wall of what these people are saying.
So you're saying he's intentionally.
If he's showing statistics, he said the message. He's spewing out numbers from 2019 that ain't proven, and he ain't even showing the exonerations of all these. Some of this stuff is not 85,000 something more, whatever number he said. That was a crazy number if it was true. But everything is not reported. Everything is not. If you're 117 more million or 70 million more of this population than it is this 13%, and you can't sit there and show these exaggerated numbers, because I'm gonna believe that they're exaggerated. And from 2019, can we see the 2020, 2021, they always going back to a time when maybe it was turmoil and tumultuous in these things. Where about the 2021 numbers? What about the 2020 numbers? What about the 2022 numbers? Why are we going back to a reference in a tough point in time to make it like this is what it is now? And if there was the case in 2019, that was crazy. I believe that it's exaggerated, but if there was the case in point, that's crazy. But the point I'm trying to make is to sit there and then put everybody in a box. When you go to the grocery store and Mr. Jerome holds the door for you and your mother, and y'all can't, all right, y'all have a blessed day. Wish you a blessed day. When you drop your wallet and Mr. Jerome walks up to you, or Miss Candace walks up to you and hand you wallet, or Maria gives you, your kid dropped his phone, and Miss Maria calls the number in the phone, or you call the phone and she answers, oh, I got your phone here, or I got your ID here. What about daily life?
What you're saying is, Elon should have been more careful.
He should have been more. If you can't just say, yeah, it is time for massive change after what this guy said, and not say, hey, define what you mean. Go into context of what you mean, because then you leave room for.
Nobody asked Obama when he said we're running on change.
But we don't care about Obama.
He said,
but we don't care. I'm not pro Obama.
I'm not
pro Obama. I'm
not saying that. What I'm
pro writing. I'm pro writing wrong.
What I'm saying. What I'm saying is you're again. This is a stretch. You're doing a stretch, my brother. You got to give up on it.
Wait, Tom. No, I don't have to give up on what I believe to be true. You're gonna be naive.
You're assuming that he's.
We know what he says. We know what he means.
What does he mean?
He means that there is a systemic problem. There's a racial problem, and there's in context. Two things can be true at the same time.
So where do you get?
So that guy could have been crazy.
How do you know
he
that
is a
he's
crazy
talking about
guy,
racism?
and he could have. And listen, two things can be true at the same time. It could have been he killed her because she was white, and it could be true that he's mentally disabled. So he's mentally unstable, and he also heard voices in his head, or if he heard voices or whatever the case was, he killed her because of her color. Because normal people ain't finna sit on the train and just slit an innocent woman's throat because of her color. It's not something normal to do. Mm-hmm. And have a normal person is not going to have 14 prior arrests. The system failed. That's a system problem.
The system failed.
They took away asylums. They took away asylums in America.
And here comes Elon Musk. We need a mass overhaul. And you're immediately saying racist dog whistle.
But when you don't clarify yourself,
I'm asking. Is that what
you don't clarify yourself? We leave room for interpretation, misinterpretation.
And that's a perfect example why you gotta let that go, brother. You're on the wrong
I'm
side of that.
saying
You're on the wrong side of that.
If you don't clarify yourself, then this is what I'm just clearing up the mess.
The thing is, you don't have to clarify yourself. You're asking for.
You understood him for right? You understood for what he's saying. Supposedly, what you're saying for what you understood. So there's others that's misinterpreted what the brother said.
I understood for what he said. If people want to misinterpret shit, that's their thing.
There's room for it, but not clarifying yourself. There's room for error.
But what you're asking for people to walk on eggshells, and I will never ask that. Say what you say, and if people take it wrong, take it fucking wrong.
So here's my
Elon Musk saying that doesn't automatically go to race.
I didn't say that it automatically goes to race.
But that's the stretch you wanted to go to.
Said stuff about race, and you say exactly time for massive change.
Why did Elon?
Time for systemic change, which is another word, one extra word in the sentence. Would have clarified everything. Exactly. Time for systemic change.
Feel the need to share that specific video? There are 100 videos that could have made a better point. Why that video? Because when I heard it, I heard what you heard, which is like, these people are dangerous. Yo, y'all gotta watch out.
Oh no, Matt Walsh definitely
these people are dangerous.
Said some
like
questionable
saying,
shit.
They're not walking. He's not walking on eggshells. I appreciate that about his videos.
I love that. Because that means I get to define who you are, and I can dictate how I want to operate with you. I love when people.
And I know, as a black man, I know that when he's speaking those words, even though I might hear them, the white person's gonna hear it, and they're gonna go, "Yeah, I'm with him, bro." So
do y'all understand?
Elon to share that.
Do y'all understand that Elon isn't like us?
Yeah. 90% of Hollywood isn't like us.
No.
90% of wealthy people, that 1% is not like us.
He's not like them either.
Well, you know Elon. You tell us who Elon is. Elon, you tell us who Elon is. You tell us. You know him. First of all, can we get your backstory?
Elon is not. My boy. Elon is disabled. Elon's not neurotypical. That nigga's special ed.
Okay.
So
you got a special ed person that's very dangerous.
Special ed person talking about special, mentally disabled people.
It's not dangerous when you look
credence to that guy for being disabled.
Agreed.
So here's the thing. It's not we call it disabled because it's not the same as us. And where it hits him, it's the reason why he learns the way he learns. It's the reason why he's intelligent.
He does. Yeah.
It's the reason why he's intelligent.
I like that. That's a good point.
He might be autistic or something.
Right. So he's not. He's on
a different. Autistic people
have you ever worked with any like dealt with them in a long stint of time with any type
autistic people?
Any of them like that? Yeah.
Yeah, they got special talent.
Well, not only that, but they don't process. When you're hanging around them, you realize that they're processing. They don't go through the same common sense, logical, like, don't touch that, that's hot, or that might be heavy. Their brain, it's different. So that's the reason
what we want to know. What is your definition of Elon? You know him.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling you. So you can't say because, okay, Matt Walsh is doing some flagrant, borderline race baiting shit, right?
So if I shared Hitler, you're going to be, if I shared and he said some stuff, I said exactly. You're going to say I'm going to sympathize with Hitler and his rhetoric, right?
I'm going to say that you're sympathizing with him.
Mein Kampf is a great book. You should read it. Does that make me sympathizing with Hitler?
I said my own self.
Mein Kampf is a great book.
I said my own self.
Mein Kampf is a great book.
Mein Kampf has had some things that people would agree with.
Mein Kampf is a great book.
Does that
make me a Hitler sympathizer by saying Mein Kampf is a great book?
No.
So how does me saying that him taking something all I'm doing is I'm not wanting to say this is it whatsoever. What I'm saying is we got to stop putting emphasis or giving credence to shit that we don't know. That's what they meant. We have no clue what that meant. That's why I went when I said was Elon doesn't process shit the way we do. That nigga's mentally handicapped.
He didn't say that. Matt Walsh said that.
What he's saying is when Elon. What he's saying is when Elon.
What I'm saying, his processing is different.
When there's massive changes that need to be made.
So what's massive? That's what he's saying. So what is the definition?
What I'm saying is
what is the definition?
What I'm saying is I'm giving the ability. I'm giving the room that if Elon might be possible because you don't know what he was trying to say with that. You're automatically saying that he's quietly dog whistling for racism.
I never said that. I said that he didn't give context and clear up.
He doesn't need to.
Well, for people like me, you need to.
No.
If I I go into a mall and say, if I go into a mall and I yell out, man, I'm gonna shoot these motherfuckers. People gonna start, what are you talking about? You talking about me? What? No, I might have been angry, yelling out, I'm gonna shoot somebody somewhere totally different, not even related to the mall.
And you're gonna get arrested.
If you say that,
if you shout fire in a building, people are gonna run.
If you shout bomb in a building, people are gonna run.
Right.
If you shout bomb on a plane, the U.S. Marshals are gonna arrest you.
What I'm saying
you gotta give context to what you say.
You do not
that
have
happens
to give,
all of the time.
You don't have to get context when it's something is when it's.
So then why is Derek Chauvin in prison then? Because they ain't no. Why is Derek Chauvin in prison then?
I have no clue who Derek Chauvin is.
He's the guy that kneeled on George Floyd's neck, brother. Why is he in prison then?
I'm assuming because they filed him for killing George Floyd.
But what's his context? What's his context to it? He don't have to give context, so he's in prison because there's no context, true context to what he did.
That's the difference because there's a life was lost. What he said was he made a statement. The reason why there doesn't need to be context is because you're giving. So one is the internet. First of all, the internet is not real. People take way too much off the internet as fucking gospel. That's rule problem number one. That's rule number one. Rule number two.
Barks, you take it for a dog.
What?
If a dog barks, you know it's a dog. If a cat meows, you know it's a cat. If I say meow, you know I'm trying to imitate a cat.
And this is why I say you're saying it's a dog whistle, because every time I try to give you the benefit of the doubt saying it's not, you say some shit like that. To you, without context, what did Elon say? Why don't we just cut the butt?
He didn't say anything.
Okay.
Sometimes you don't have to say anything.
So what's the problem?
So if I seen Elon do this at the National Convention, Republican Convention or whatever.
Didn't do that. He
did do this.
He didn't do that.
He did this.
He did this. My heart goes out to you, and then he did this.
Tomato, man.
That's the reason why he doesn't need context. Niggas like you. Because no matter the amount of context I give you, you're going to have a problem with it.
Time out.
My heart goes out to you.
Time out. Listen.
And walked away from the mic and did that.
Listen. Who's ever done that? My heart goes out to you.
Regardless.
It's just optics. And I'm not the only one that had made national news.
Yes.
I'm not
it also made national news that
Trump.
Also made national news that Trump went to the Square Garden where literal Nazi propagandists were held, and they tried. That's what you got to give it up.
Listen.
Reason why you got to give it up. Reason why you give it up.
Everybody out here in this that's viewing this show has their.
This is all I'm saying. Everything is smoke and mirrors. The internet's not real. Stop looking for shit to be shit. Take it as face value until something else comes up.
So when I see someone do a Nazi that could be misinterpreted as a Nazi salute, okay, I can wave that by. He didn't mean that. He just meant what he said. My heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to you. That's what but regardless, we're not going to do that. But what I'm saying, when you combine that with the statistics, with the rhetorics, with the sharing of this misinformation, or the sharing of, hey, these people are a problem.
Because those statistics
my opinion
are accurate.
and millions of other people's opinions. I'm in another group that say that it's misinterpreted.
The books will match that. That's the only thing. Until we get, and again, this goes back to what he said.
Listen,
it's a systemic problem.
It's not even
reform.
Listen.
We need, like you said, sane asylums. We need that. We need more police. We need less police interaction with regular people, because that's like we don't.
What happened to the 3-strike rule? How you get 14 different times?
Because that's not.
And you get released 14 different times, and then they already have identified that
3 strikes is only in my state. 3 strikes is only in my state.
They say it's schizophrenic. They saying that it's schizophrenic. It's in Texas too. They got a law against it.
They got 3 strikes in Texas?
They got a 3-strike rule in Texas about certain crimes. It's schizophrenic. Schizophrenic. You know this guy's schizophrenic. He not on his medicine. You ain't put him on no kind of...
Right, but Trump doesn't know that. He ain't looking that deep.
He's older. He's an older guy. He's old.
Trump ain't gonna look that deep.
Trump is not... Let me tell you something, guys. I'm going to say this right now.
Who knows who's actually posting on behalf of Trump? Because Trump ain't posting most of this stuff. It's somebody, one of his employees who's doing it.
Exactly.
Because they
but you know what? But I'm gonna tell you this though. I'm gonna tell you what. The only person that could have did that if it wasn't Trump, and it wasn't Trump didn't say, "Hey, post this for me," was probably Barron. That's only because anybody else gonna get their butt in trouble. You can't just go on the president's Twitter and post anything. So if maybe I ain't saying I don't want no controversy. I'm not saying that young brother did that. I'm just saying that I'm just giving an attitude that he would be the only person.
You got someone coming your way too, man.
All I'm saying is
allegedly.
Listen, man, I ain't scared of. First of all, listen, I'm gonna stand up and stand tall for anything. I'm gonna stand what's right and wrong, good and evil. So if it's Barron or Trump or whoever, if you're wrong, you're wrong. I don't give a fuck. And that's the truth. I ain't say, hey, come get me, take me out, snipe me, whatever. I'm not asking for that, but I'm just saying.
At least
I'm
wait till I leave before you come
Hey,
get
you can
this
be
nigga.
a coward and say what you want. This is free speech. I'm not saying any of that happened. All I'm saying is that this, when you got that kind of power, you have to be able to be, you got to be the level-headed person in the room. You got to be able to control that narrative. You got to be able to control every narrative in every situation. When
you can never control every narrative.
Listen, you have to control the narrative. You can't control it. You can minimize it. You can sit there and
so then what if, get this, what if Elon just meant what he said and that he liked the video because he agreed with everything that he said? He come from apartheid Africa and that's bred into him. And it's like, yeah, you know what? If Elon could say, if Elon just came out and bluntly just said, yeah, you know what? Fuck it, blast off. That's what I meant.
I'm gonna say this.
That's what I meant.
And you're 100% right.
That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Specific audience. This is what I believe, but I'm not gonna say it.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna just say it subtly. You know.
That's what people with sense can sit there and say. Like, wait, look, you know what? He may be right, but you didn't clarify that. So you left room for people. You left room.
You say he didn't clarify that, and he says, yeah, and.
But that's the point.
You might be talking about a piece of paper.
Yeah,
you do in America when you in the mass middle. You got
you don't.
No, listen.
What he's saying is right.
No, right.
You don't have to clarify.
Right. That's the right. That's the First Amendment.
And
that's the First Amendment. That's the First Amendment.
But
listen,
he might be like, yeah, I said it.
But listen.
So the fuck what?
So then you're carrying what you got to be room to misinterpret it. Guess what? Guess who Charlie Kirk was shot? Guess who Charlie Kirk? Charlie Kirk, the pundit. He was shot today.
Because why is he watching Charlie Kirk in the first place?
No, listen. Charlie Kirk. Listen. Let me ask you something. Did you know Charlie Kirk was shot today? Right? Are they going to spread this? Listen.
Yes,
No, I know. You ain't got. But listen.
Easy.
But guess who he was shot by? Are they going to a white man? Who was Trump shot by? A white man. Who was Abraham Lincoln shot by? A white man. John F. Kennedy, a white man. So why is it now, would this be national coverage that the white on white crime needs to stop?
And
wait. No, it won't. No, it won't. The white murders and the white attempts and the crime statistics, you just had this guy shoot up. You got people tired of Myron, what's his name? Myron Gaines. You got people tired of that shit. You got people that just really want to get along. Not just sit here and talk about racial statistics and things. I want to be able to see my neighbors. I want to be able to.
Charlie Kirk has been shot and killed.
He's dead.
That's what
by a white man, guys. Live. This is live. This is live. I'm gonna read. Rest in peace. First of all, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Nobody should be dead. Nobody should be killed. Nobody should be.
I enjoyed your media for what it was.
But don't read.
I'm not gonna lie and say I enjoyed his media.
I did.
I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy that.
I'm saying I
because
enjoyed it
for what it was.
For what it was.
Well, for the positive stuff, he did have good points.
But before you read it,
I know Charlie Kirk.
Before you read it. The whole thing about like clarifying and cleaning up and saying stuff. The crazy thing is you don't have to in this grand scheme of things, because at the end of the day, regardless of what happens, someone's always going to take your shit and run with it.
The bottom line.
So no matter how you prim and print, because I'll give you another example. You didn't follow him, but I wonder, did you pay attention to anything that happened to Obama? His first time going in, they damn near told that man what color drawers he had on every time he spoke. You can be as prim as you want. People are going to take what they want and skew it however they want. You can't control the narrative once it gets out. You can dress it up, whatever. But once people get a hold of it, they can twist and reshape anything you want.
And there's a classic saying: there ain't no such thing as bad press. There ain't no such thing as bad press.
No, it's not no such thing as bad press. I wouldn't.
Charlie, though, he didn't deserve that.
Yeah. You know what? And that's the thing. We'll go back to the same thing when we said about Trump, man. People take it too far.
Absolutely.
You know, yes, there were people that would say he was an extremist, and guess what? That's gonna put a lot of more people in fear. Let me tell you, all these people that are saying that stuff, it's either gonna ignite them or what. But guess what? You tried to put this narrative that the blacks are committing the crimes and we the problem. But here you go, you got a guy that was saying, this is how ironic is that? You're spewing black crime statistics, but yet and still you were killed by one of your own.
Let's find. I'm gonna see what I can find out about this shooter.
It's crazy.
Live. Really?
It's crazy.
I'm gonna read.
Crazy.
I'm gonna read.
It's only crazy because of the world you live in.
So far.
I'm sorry.
The victim, 31-year-old Charlie Kirk, personified the pugnacious populist conservatism that has taken over the Republican Party in the age of Trump. He launched. It's hard without my glasses. He launched his organization Turning Point USA in 2012, targeting younger people and venturing into liberal-leaning college campuses where many GOP activists were nervous to tread. The shooter, authorities are still searching for the suspect. The mayor says a person has been taken into custody at Utah Valley University. Was not the person who was taken the suspect. The person who was taken into custody was not the suspect. According to a person familiar with the investigation, it was not authorized to speak publicly. It was not clear if the authorities were searching the campus for a suspect. The location, Kirk was speaking at a debate hosted by TPUSA. The event at UVU has been met with divided opinions on campus. An online petition calling for the university administrators to bar Kirk from appearing received nearly 1,000 signatures. The university issued a statement last week citing the First Amendment rights and affirming its commitment to free speech, intellectual inquiry, and constructive dialogue.
So it sounds like the one guy that shot him signed that petition. They begged him not to come. They tried to get him from coming. Everybody don't want to hear it. It's in Utah.
We don't know.
It's in Utah. We can kind of guess the demographic that may have committed that.
We do not know. We do not know.
The problem is it's been reported that he was killed by or shot by a Caucasian male.
And that was from the BBC.
And if that is the case, that's just crazy ironic live while we're sitting here.
New York Times.
Listen.
New York Times says no suspect is in custody.
Yeah. But they seen who shot him. Look, here go the problem.
It's not really ironic.
We don't know.
Hey, listen, wait, time out, Eli. Excuse me, the President of the United States. Hey, time out. Hey, do you hear this guy? Hey, do y'all hear this guy? Wait, time out, guys. Wait, Eli, President. I'm sorry. President,
I've been reading.
But listen, just listen to me. I want you to tell me honestly truth. Do you not find that ironic that you spew about, listen, President, do you not find that this is ironic that you say about all these crime statistics about what the blacks and whatever do, the Browns and committing the murders and this and that, but then you're killed by your own? Is that not ironic? Is that not?
It needs to be officially said at this point, we do not know anything about the shooter.
Well, from what I've understood, from what I've read, that the shooter was Caucasian.
We don't. As of right now, I'm reading from.
It's good to confirm. It is alleged.
Cool.
We don't know. We don't know yet.
If it was white, no. If it was black, it'd be ironic. If it's white, then no, because when you
what is ironic? What is the definition of ironic?
Reason why?
What is the definition of ironic?
Reason why it would be ironic is because
that would prove his point.
No, it wouldn't.
If he will, yeah. Oh yes. Man, what are we doing here?
No, it wouldn't.
This is not a Twilight Zone show. I know we're on Mars.
I know it's not.
But things are not upside down here. I know we're on Mars, but things are not upside down. Reality is reality. If I say that blacks are most known for rape, but then if I'm a white woman saying blacks are most known for rape, then I get raped by a white man, is that not ironic?
That's ironic because that's specific.
That's the same thing.
It's specific.
Well, brother, can you help me?
Darryl Blastoff.
Watch. Can you help?
Hey, but honestly, this is just the official narrative. For all we know,
and that's for all we know. If this is the case,
the CIA hires somebody to say, okay, we need more racial anger. Hey, you're hired. Go shoot this guy.
But why would they hire? But if the narrative, but listen, wait, time out. But if the narrative is true that he was killed by a Caucasian, what narrative would they be able to push?
Whatever narrative,
that would be the opposite. That would be the opposite.
Narrative the CIA want to push.
If it's a black person that killed him, that's trouble. That's trouble. That's when you should be worried. If it's a black person that killed him, then that would be the psyop.
That would be the irony,
right? No.
That would be the irony.
No. When you say how ironic is it that you went around killing people and then you were killed yourself, that's ironic.
Right.
You don't say how ironic is it that you were preaching.
The that you're talking about is so violent is the one that got you. How ironic. That's the irony.
So what would you call this then? What's the term for this then?
Sad.
No. We're talking about dictionary terms.
Sad. That's a dictionary word.
No. It's sad for someone to die anyway. And rest in peace for that brother. If this is the case that this guy died, let's get serious for a moment because we caught up in emotions on the show.
Personally, I watched him during.
I can't lie. I didn't like him at all. I didn't like him at all, and I can't lie.
He got super into politics and went over.
Yeah, he was supposed to be a cool guy before that.
He did the same shit.
It seems okay. You know what? I did hear that. Like he was on some other stuff before he got to start talking.
No, he was on the exact same shit.
No, bro.
Before this election shit, I give you a perfect example. Before this election shit, he ran real tough with 3 people. The little Jewish motherfucker that runs with Matt Walsh. I can't think of his name. And what's the Candace Owens? They used to run real tight and be on the same shit. And I was with all of them up until a certain point because they've been doing this shit since 2013 or before. Because that's when this shit started. They started this shit back when it was like SJW, when we started doing the whole seeing the they them and the trans community and the gay shit being pushed back into. They started back then with this shit. When they started back then, I agree with a lot of shit they said because they're against the ideology push that was getting pushed back then. But what I failed to agree with them on, and it's funny because we're gonna circle right back to it because it's commonplace. But Candace Owens was the biggest one that I had the issue with because she was black and she was doing a whole lot of that dancing for shit.
Coonery.
And I was like, I agree with a lot of shit you're saying.
She's just repeating the same topics that they were saying though. But you had a problem with her.
No, I had a problem with all of them, but I had a problem mainly with her because.
But why her? Instead of she repeat.
We'll get to that. I had a main problem with her. I'm better with her now because she realized at the end of the day, you're just a black bitch. And
it took for her to get fired.
And now she's actually starting.
But people already were saying,
she's starting to switch up. Well, she's starting to even out and balance
even out. Yeah, she has.
Because before she was way too much.
And that's why I say she's kind of a coon. She's kind of a coon, bro.
Charlie Kirk
is kind of a coon. I like Candace Owens, like you're saying. But since you got cut from them conservative stations, and you're like, oh yeah, by the way, I never liked these people. By the way, I'm more conservative.
I think she's better off now. She was a coon before. You're a coon before because you're dancing. Now that you see that shit that happened.
To me though, when I see that your motivation and your conviction changes once you get fired, then I'm like, okay, yeah. So you was never real in the first place.
No, you were real. You just didn't understand what was going on. You thought that because you grew up in a suburb, you went to a nice school and shit like that, and you don't hang around the knickknacks and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't drop the N-bomb. You listen to country music. You one of them. No,
you're not.
My thing was you had your awakening, and now you're a little bit more central as opposed to being one side or the other. And that's where we people need to be. Is we need to be, everybody.
It's so funny. We had like the opposite reaction to that, but we both see the same thing.
Yeah.
I have the opposite
I'm
reaction.
Cool with it now.
I see it, and I'm like, okay, so you kind of a coon.
I'm cool with it now.
I appreciate it. I call
her coon, and she kept doing the tap dancing afterwards. Like after they popped you and you kept doing the shit. Like what's the one?
Nah, I would have been like, okay, that's what she really believes.
That one cornball nigga that wants to be like this black dude, and his hair was fucking straight, fucking nigger. He was talking about with the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl. All of my white friends when I was there were so confused. We didn't understand what's going on. And
yeah,
you fucking tap dancing, cooning.
That's because that shit.
That's
because that shit wasn't for you. That shit was not for you.
But I have an issue with the shit that they like the shit that they have because they'll see that there's systemic racism, but they won't address it, and they'll just say they'll gloss over like it's nothing, and then they'll talk about the results of it, like the video you played, Matt Walsh, and that's what I was trying to get to when we were talking about the 13%. There's reasons why we commit so many crimes. Do we that now? If we want to do like want to be completely like bare bones, me not trying to get a rise out of you ain't be shit. No, we don't commit half of the crimes. If we want to just go point blank, but if we go by what's recorded, what's actually on books, how many people have gotten off because their daddy knows somebody or somebody's a sheriff in their family or something like that, we absolutely don't commit it. But it's the shit that's on the books. It's the shit that's been televised. It's what's being seen. It's the same shit like when they tried to sell us that goofy ass shit in the 90s, black on black crime. No such thing. Every race murders their own race at higher values than they murder other races. even black people.
It just makes sense.
He said a statement about we murder white people more than black people murder us. Have y'all seen what we do to each other? The reason why we're still 13% is abortions, gang violence, and nutball shit. If we got rid of those three things, we'd probably be out here outnumbering everybody.
But that's anybody. That's any race.
No.
That's any race. Abortions,
no,
murdering their own people,
no,
and nutball shit.
Nobody.
He just took one man from his family. This guy just took. This guy,
more than black
the
people.
guy that took Charlie Kirk from his, because he had a wife and some kids. The guy that took him from him, Charlie Kirk, might have had another 2 kids. That's 2 more people that's not going to make this earth. That's the same thing.
But those things I just labeled,
it's prevalent in the community, the black community. But these are all of the same statistics.
Those are the main reasons why we're 13%.
But what's the main reason that people? Wait, time's out. Why is the Caucasian race 10%? Statistically, we quote statistics. Statistically, they 10 to 12% of the population in the world. Why? And they stuck at that position. And then why is it that they're under the replacement numbers? The society, their replacement numbers.
They're not fucking. They're not having kids.
No, why they are? They just had a lady that was an Instagram influencer, got arrested and going to get convicted. 21 years of age. She had a baby and she threw it in the trash or flushed it. A white Caucasian lady. They're fucking. They're doing the same things that everybody's doing. They're doing black. In America, it's an abortion is rampant.
In America, abortion is a black issue.
Man, it's an everybody issue, bro.
No, it's not. You want to know how I know it's not?
If I got 170 million...
Wait. Let me explain why it's not. You want to know why it's not? PSYOP. Want to know why it's not? The person who started it, Margaret Sanger, was a CIA agent. You know who she was?
Oh, she was one of the most...
Wait. You know who she was? She started feminism. All of those things were directed.
Margaret Sanger was a white supremacist sympathizer.
She was a CIA agent.
So a white supremacist sympathizer that first put it wasn't to destroy her own people though. It was in place to destroy the minority of the community.
It destroys our community more than do you know? Look at
they're under the replacement numbers, bro. It's a fact that Japan is under the replacement.
Because they're not.
Korea is under the replacement. They are.
They're not fucking.
They are.
They're not fucking.
Maybe Korea.
I'm talking about whites. We're not.
They fucking, man. They fucking.
Stop.
I watch.
Stop. I'm laying groundwork, and
they are fucking.
Stop. I'm gonna lay groundwork. We're gonna stay right there because
they're doing it responsibly, and
this is where I'm arguing it because you're moving it. Blacks and whites only. This is all I'm talking about here in America. Abortion is not affecting white people as heavily as it's affecting us.
Bro, their numbers outnumbers. We've always been 13%. If you come in and if you're coming in at 50, 60, 70% like they were, they're projected to be a minority in what year is that? 20, 30, 40 something. They're projected to be the minority to the Latino community, which is why they're shipping out a lot of immigrants.
What is your argument?
The ones that are in power.
What is your argument compared to mine?
My argument is
not past that. What's your argument compared to mine? Because
my argument. I'm trying to give you ask me a question, or you want me to answer? You want me to answer the question?
Please.
My argument to what you're saying is that in reality, it's us that are detrimental to the number. But our numbers have been stagnant. Our numbers have been at 13% for the while. It ain't going down. It ain't with 12. Okay. We're still at replacement level.
Okay.
Their numbers are going down, man.
Okay, but abortion's not affecting them the way it's affecting us.
We just been at the same numbers.
Globally.
In the U.S.
Okay.
Thank you. I like that too. I like that. Feed that beast.
I'm glad in America, black, white. In America, abortion is a black thing more than white. It is not affecting white people the way it's affecting us. Point blank. Period. Facts.
No, that's not true. We are okay. Time out. What percentage? What percentage of the population are we?
13.
That's first of all, that's
like
rumored.
16.
That's rumored. I think it's higher than that.
It's like 16.
Yeah, it's higher than that.
It's like 16.
But let's say that's true. But are we going to be? But what are they percent? It's going. Their percentage of the population is going down, right?
It is.
So then, how is it affected? If we stuck at, they were saying we 13, but you saying we 16 now. So we obviously grew 3%. But if their percentage is going down, and they're going to be let me finish.
More black babies than babies are born.
And they're going to let me finish.
How do you not figure where it's not affecting us?
Hey, y'all want to know something? Blastoff on planet Earth got 5 kids down there on Earth. I got 5 little ones down there on Earth. It's not my problem. I'm procreating. I've been fruitful and I multiply. I got a granddaughter now. This is Blastoff's personal life.
But it does affect you because we're arguing about
how many. My name is going to live on for a long time.
That's all good, but that's not the argument. The argument is that
how many children do you have, brother?
I have absolutely none.
How many children do you? How many children do you got?
0, allegedly.
So then, is it me? But hey, you can have 2 of mine. They go 2 for you. They go 3 for you.
What I'm saying,
so I've already put it in for you. I got a grandbaby I can keep. I gave you 2 kids. I gave you 3 kids. We good.
But abortion
we just said
abuse statistically.
That's not the facts anymore. People ain't getting abortions like they used to. It was accessible and
yes, they are. With
now listen. 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 No. Listen. Hear me out. Oh, he out. Let me tell you why. I'm gonna put this out to you. The ones that don't have money, don't have access to money, don't have access to travel, you're not getting an abortion in Houston, Texas, or Texas, period. You're not getting abortion in Louisiana. You're not getting an abortion in Mississippi. You're not getting abortions in Oklahoma.
Officially, yes, the fuck you are.
No, you're not.
Yes,
okay.
No, you're not. And if you do, you're going to prison.
If you get caught.
You got to go to somewhere like Colorado.
No.
Yes, you do.
There's a woman that almost died or did die because she did the same thing. She was in a state that didn't allow abortion. Her doctor gave her abortion pills, and it was the wrong one. And
so how many? So then, how many people are going to break the? How many people are breaking the law like that? That's not true. That's not true.
So it's going to be. Let me ask you. You brought this point up, Chris, because Grizzly Green, because yesterday I watched an article about how people in Greece, one of the most ancient countries in the world, they themselves are not having kids, and it's this trend across all of Europe. And they mentioned Japan. They're like all these countries, and no African countries are mentioned.
No, because they're above. They're well above replacement. They're well above.
Countries and Asian countries, their populations are going down because the people aren't fucking. They're not having kids. They don't want to have kids. The cost of living is going up.
That's the problem.
Is going up.
That's the problem.
Feminism is going up.
That's the problem.
So
that's the problem.
Childbirths are going down. They're having to shut.
That's the problem.
And one
hundreds of schools in Greece.
Notice how he said feminism is going up, right?
They don't want to have babies. They scared to have babies. I don't want to go through that pain. I don't want to go through that childbirth. I don't want my body to change. I want to be independent and have my own.
If this table is feminism, abortion would be one of these 4 legs. Feminism nowadays does not live without abortion.
Right.
So
big time.
That whole thing he just said
but,
is another reason why abortions happen. Because so not even just to harp on feminism, but feminism get pushed this whole what, second or third way, free sex, everything, sex, right? And so that's when they started using the birth control and everything. Cool, whatever.
Oh, people are having sex now. They're having it freely. They're having it freely, especially in America. Especially in America. They're having sex freely. You got women over in other countries fucking 1,000 dudes.
But also
fucking was it 100 dudes or was it 1,000 dudes? Was it 100? Was Bonnie Blue? Was that 100 dudes or 1,000 dudes? That was 1,000.
It was 1,000. Correction.
My God.
And that's the correction. It's
my God.
Women are fucking. That's that's another thing too.
With fewer men. Women are they're having more sex with fewer men. Women are having sex with the alpha guy.
The same guy.
The alpha guy. They're all having sex with one guy.
That's what I was gonna say is like you gotta look at it like this. There's I did New York because that was the most recent one that I heard of. That's nothing new. That's been like that since the 90s. We've had cities that have aborted more black children than they have, and that's a reoccurring thing that doesn't happen with other races.
It goes back to Margaret Sanger.
Koreans, Asians,
the initial foundation of it was for a reason.
More than anything, don't do it.
That's right.
They're Catholic.
That's right.
So a lot of them they restored to their Catholic rights and shit. Don't do it. A lot of them
don't even use protection.
A lot of the especially we hear in the South, the Bible Belt, a lot of that religious section, they don't approve of abortion. So there's you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that's affecting the black community, like abortion, that keeps us at that 13%.
Yeah.
Not to mention our self-destruction. Like how many times do you see on the matter of fact, Trump was talking about going to Chicago. Don't you know some dumbass Wayne got on TikTok talking about don't do it, gang. We got switches.
Man, that dumbass stuff. I seen that. Excuse my language, guys.
Out loud, like that's what Chicago's Chirac, the rack,
Chirac
with switches. Like we are detrimental to ourselves, so we have so many things that keep us at that such a low threshold. We think about it like this. When you look at it, we are the number, when it comes to men, we are the number one desired race. So that the desired male amongst the races. So we can go out other places.
I heard opposite statistics, but yeah, I got
black women are the worst. Black men are number one. Black women are the least, which is tough. So black men are number one or number two. White men, no, Asian men are the last. Black women,
white men are the top. They're the most desired men for women.
They're number one, then we're number two.
Then we're like number two, yeah.
Black women are last. White women are
Asians are at the top. Asian women are at the top.
But
Asian men are last.
Asian men are last. Asian women are like second most after white women. White women are the number one. Asian women are number two. Latino women
are last.
But you know why? Because Asian women are seen as feminine, seen as submissive, seen as, hey, she gonna ride with me to the end of it. That's what they see. That's what they see. Regardless if it's
a lot of this stuff is like narratives.
It's just narrative.
It's like narratives that just get reinforced.
You got Asian women that'll go across your head.
And when you do that reinforcing in a culture, in a society, it becomes culture. So then Asian women behave like that, and white women behave like that, and black women behave.
Let me ask you this:
a certain type of way.
I got a homeboy.
You know, like it's about to get dangerous.
It's finna get dangerous. It's finna get dangerous. I got a homeboy. He's 60 something years old. He told me last night he's 60 something years old. He ain't married. And he was saying about, like, hey man, I'm team black women. I'm just all black. I say, well, brother, I agree with you. I love my sisters or whatever. But if you 60 years old and you single and you've been team pro black women, but you 60 years old, and most men, let's be honest, men desire companionship. Men are logical guys. Men want a woman that's gonna be able to get along with them, and whatever y'all dynamic is in the relationship, whether you find someone that'll help chip in, or that'll have your kids and you pay the bills, or y'all both have kids and you take care of them for a while, then she gets entering the labor force, so she's going to college while you're working. Whatever the case is, you've been dedicated to a certain group of women or a dynamic of women or a type, and now you're single. That's just not ideal for most men. Most men don't want to die alone. They don't want to be alone. They end up settling for being alone because they see that what they have, the options they have, is little. None. They think that all women are the same. All black women are the same. You don't go looking in the right places. You want to look on social media. I don't believe you can find a great woman you can find a great woman on social media, but your chances are slim if you're going on a dating app, if you're going online and seeing her shake that ass or something like that, or seeing her in the club twerking or something like that, and you want to DM her. That's not going to probably be your wife, because that's 1,000 other ladies. Because a woman, to me, a woman, and it's not everybody. We're not putting them all in the box, because you got white girls that do it, you got Asian girls that do it, you got OnlyFans. They all make. You're not going to find a sexualized woman. It's not in the box. Of course you can, but you're less likely to find a wife in a sexualized woman. 1%. An overly sexualized woman, first of all.
It's like 1%.
Yeah, an overly sexualized woman. We did an episode before on this. Degeneration is the degeneration, the degeneration episode. I don't remember, or the digital dilemma, whichever one. But the problem is that you're not likely to find and then, you know what? And men too, we're not gonna excuse men. Men have been ruined going woman from woman to woman to woman, and they've been on porn. We've said this before. And they unsensitized to women. They don't know, the relationship they know is what they see on X.com, or X.com, or X, what is it, xvideos.com, or whatever else. They think that that's how you're supposed to screw the woman. They think that that's how easy it is. They can't program their mind to even be thinking of a woman outside of sexual nature. They can't think it. They can't bond with a woman. They don't know. It's a lot of
bonding.
They can't pair bond. Yep. They can't think of a woman. Every time they see a woman, they think of her in a sexual nature. It's guys that are like that. And so some guys are reserved now because of the digital. Yes, he's right. People aren't screwing as much as they used to. They screwing a lot. The way they're doing it is freely now. And like you say, women, the feminism is controlled. Women, it's a lot of women that's screwing the same guys and stuff like that. I agree with that. But on the man's side, he's reserved to defeat at that nature. Oh, she ain't screwing. I'm gonna go on here and I'm gonna go in my bed and put on Pornhub.com and I'm gonna fulfill myself. And so now your energy and your drive, your testosterone to go chase a woman is down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And that's part of you, that's been in your genes for thousands of years, and now suddenly you turned it off.
And so all of these factors, abortion, porn, feminism,
just in general,
all this is driving the population down.
Yep.
That's part of the reason in certain countries. Think about these countries that didn't have access to phones. Africa and India and things of that nature, they didn't have access to all this technology.
They had the happiest population.
That's why they're on a surplus right now. But as they introduce this technology, think about it. Now, African women are now being more sexualized. They got their reality shows. They got their pop balloon shows and things like that. Their cultures and their people are going to be more ingratiated. It's going to, that's the goal. Anyway.
Also, too, there's a portion that you have to give grace to that I like when this conversation gets brought out that doesn't really get talked about. As we progress, as we get better with technology, as we evolve, we're going to stop having as many kids anyway. Like the population is going to go down anyways.
And why is that a bad thing? My question is, why is the population decline itself a bad thing?
It's not. It's what it is they're one. So for us, it's not. For the those in power, those that be, that's less workers. That's less efficiency. That's less
soldiers.
They have to pay you more because you're more valuable because there's less of you.
Right. But like I don't think that we are one of the most invasive species on this planet. We're not going anywhere. Unless we end up nuking ourselves. But like lack of fucking. We'll get down to like some solid numbers. We'll balance out, and then depending on what's necessary, we'll go from there. But if you go like, and it's not far from like your grandparents, your great grandparents, that at some point along your line, not too far off, your family was huge, and that was because technology and things weren't up to the snuff, and people were dying. So it wasn't just initial the fact that back in the day they wanted 12 kids. Hell, 6 of them ain't gonna make it. 3 of them crib deaths. 2 of them didn't listen to you and got hit by a car. You only got 2 or 3 left. So like that's really what the numbers are. And then you start wheeling that back where that idea of having multiple kids past 2 or 3 starts not to be a driving factor. So that's also gonna bring some of that down. So yes, what you're saying, absolutely huge impact. I'm not saying that doesn't have any impact at all. But some of the impact that we don't look at is the fact that if everything was gravy, everything was Gucci, we didn't have any negative ramifications with internet and society, and we figured out hunger and war, shit like that, that's gonna go. Those numbers are gonna go down anyways. At some point, our numbers were gonna balance out.
I have a theory. I think that a lot of like white and Asian countries, especially, they see themselves as being like close to that point where they're like, yeah, we have education, we have rights, we have all this stuff. So yeah, our population goes down. They see that as like a positive thing. Now Japan's a different story because they're like one of the biggest cities. Well, Tokyo, one of the biggest cities in the world. I think it's the number 1, the biggest city in the world.
With ghost cities.
But now it's turning into a ghost city because the infrastructure is built for all these people, and all these people are educated and have rights and all this stuff. So now they don't be fucking like that. They don't be having kids like that.
Well, also too, another thing is like when you start looking at like the Asian countries, for example, like China's been lying. They don't have the numbers they have, and their population is dwindling because of a lot of factors. But one of them was
China is leaning more capitalist though, and leaning away from communism and starting to lean more capitalist.
True, but a lot of theirs was self-inflicted. Because remember, at one point they had a one-child
rule.
Yeah. So
well, yeah, they did.
So you have like
and then they started pushing 2-child or 3-child. Yeah, they did. But they numbers, they were in the billions.
That was a lie.
If you count all Asia, Asia's like what, 4 billion people in Asia?
That's Asia, but there's more than one country in Asia.
But I'm saying Asia. I'm saying Asia
lied.
In general. I'm talking about even
China lied. China lied about their infrastructure. China lied about how much money they have, and China lied about how many people they have. Like we're just now starting to figure out some of the true numbers, and they've been off for a while now.
China's I'm gonna say that China's starting to become. I have a different opinion. I believe that China is starting to become a major player in diplomacy and
China's always been a major player.
But then the way that, like I say, they're leaning more capitalist now. They're starting to let their people, own their own, start their own, not having to share what they have and the government taking controlling what they're having and whatever for it to go to the government or whatever. The thing about the whole situation is, at the end of the day, bro, whether you're talking about abortion, whether you're talking about sexual natures of cultures and communisms and capitalisms and all of these things, socialism, the things are going to change, and everybody across the world is going to have to deal with less. It's gonna be continue to get less because they're having artificial intelligence that's going to replace a lot of jobs. They're going to replace. They got man, thing trip me out. They got AI that can cut your hair now. You can put your head in the machine, it scan your scalp, and it takes care of your haircut. I've seen it.
Oh yeah, no AI. So the thing is, the reason why
jobs are going to diminish.
Well,
the necessity of people and the carbon footprints are going to diminish because they're not going to need.
So here's the grand scheme of things, because like a lot of people, I don't think pull out far enough to see like where this is going to end up.
Hashtag pull out.
When you start having a mass exit of jobs and stuff like that, when you start having AI doing so much, you only have two options. You basically bash yourself into a corner and only two options. You either prop up a fake economy because you have no way of actually maintaining taxing and shit like that, or any type of funds transaction with individuals and businesses because nobody's working. AI did all the jobs, so how do you get money? Or so you had to give like a universal currency, right? Like the whole China.
I was just going to get into that. They want a universal income in America.
You do that, and then you're going to end up if you don't prop up something like that, then you're going to end up having a whole lot of people with a whole lot of time, and we're a country of guns.
Yeah. That's the one thing that's saving us.
Idle hands are the devil's playthings.
So
that's the one thing that's saving us. You know that, right?
I don't think I think that's a good thing. I think
of course.
I think I honestly want that to happen. So
what's that?
I want us not to have to work to survive. I don't want us.
So
to
you
have
saying
to work
you've heard of the universal income theory? But they're gonna try to push that on us.
They're gonna try to. They're not gonna be able to do it successfully. But I want them to.
Why do you feel that way?
Let me ask you a question.
Because we're a country of rebels. Everything about us is rebels.
Let me ask you a very deep existential question.
I love that about us.
Let me ask you a very deep existential question. Let's say AGI comes out within 10 years or 100 years. Let's say 100 years. I'm gonna be conservative. Say 100 years.
Say it again.
What comes out?
AGI comes out. Artificial general intelligence. It solves all of our problems. We don't have to work anymore.
It won't be 100 years.
Okay.
It'll be 25.
Right. I'm saying I'm being conservative. I'm being conservative. I'm being hyper conservative. And I'm saying 100 years.
With the president going the way it's going.
Agreed. Let me get to my question.
Going the way it's going.
Let me get to my question. How do you undo 100,000, 200,000 years of human evolution that says humans need to work, they need to have physical goals, whether it's hunting, farming, fishing, weaving, all that stuff? How do we as a species?
I got a good question. I got a good question.
Changes.
Basically, what does society look like?
Nothing changes. It's the same thing. It's the same question that we've been asking ourselves since we understood how to ask that question. What is my purpose in life? Nothing of that changes. Your purpose just isn't going to go work for a fucking corporation. You'll start having people that start like striving for other skill sets, like art, like singing, like music, like
athletics
shit. Yeah. You're gonna start having crazy like people coming out with crazy genetics, right? Because you're gonna have people that are just all they're gonna do is work out, have crazy bodies, and that shit.
AI could help them with that.
So what's gonna happen is we're gonna end up in it's gonna be more like the America, or the way I vision is like a Massatori. You know what a Massatori school is, right? Instead of them teaching you your math, your science, shit like that, you have your normal grades. They figure out what you're good at, what your passion is. Oh, you like the saxophone? Cool. We're about to stick you with, orchestra, classical musicians that's going to teach you saxophone. We're going to make you a prodigy. Oh, you like mathematics? Okay, cool. We're going to get like actual mathletes, niggas that solve unsolvable problems. They're going to teach. So
but AI, you're never going to have math problems because AI is going to figure it all out.
But what I'm saying is the world will settle into its own crevices.
It'll figure it out.
So if that's the case,
it'll settle itself.
Do you feel as though there will ever reach a point in time to where AI is part of government?
It already is.
It already is.
It's been a part of government.
In what way? making. I'm saying policy making and I'm saying policy voting. No,
the Patriot Act.
No, listen. I'm saying determining policy.
I got you.
Writing policy.
Cambridge Analytica, which helped. I'm
not saying influenced. I'm saying creating and drawing up diplomacy policy.
If AI can affect who gets voted into office, then whoever's in office will affect policy.
Nah, it's like.
Will you ever see an AI congressman?
Yes.
That'd be the most dangerous thing in the world. I don't believe that.
No, because by definition, AI does not need to manifest itself as a human being, anthropological being.
It's not gonna be a body. It's gonna be a governing body system.
So then, at that point,
so
we go back to the very beginning.
Congressman, but you will see a Congress of AI.
So
a server room which will divide up national.
We can go back to
the health, military.
If that's the case, we can go back to the beginning of the conversation when we were saying, is the AI the most dangerous thing that's facing mankind? Because if you put AI, that's what we said.
That's the question now, but the way you asked it wasn't that. You said something else, but I get what you're saying. Because I said, is AI a threat right now? Remember, that was my question.
If you put AI in charge of any human decisions that affect human life, and they decide what they decide, is there going to be like a human spell check or excuse me, a human spell check or editor to say, no, we're not going to,
What it sounds like is you're assuming what we have now is going to be in charge. The AI that does that, the AI that's able to make rules and rule on law, it's going to be so far past. It's going to be the equivalent of us looking.
It's going to be
at a day one, just out the vag baby.
Yeah.
That's what our AI is going to be compared to when it gets to that point. When it gets, because like that's the whole thing is AI, regardless of what you're doing, whether it's language model or anything else, AI is a sponge. It's learning. It's constantly getting shit 24/7. So by the time we say that, you know what, we no longer want a human body governing us, that AI is going to be so out this world. It's not going to be anything close to what we have or we even think is going to be out.
And to add to that, I think it's going to be like so incomprehensible that maybe it'll be like, okay, and it'll fuck off into the cosmos and you'll never see or hear from it ever again.
We also got to think about it too. Like,
and we out here in Mars, so we're not going to see it either.
They just did a video just to show the progression of AI. So one of the first ones that was like that they started using as a keynote to look at least the visual perspective of the growth of AI is the Will Smith eating spaghetti.
Yep.
And showing the slideshow from what it is now. You look at what we have now versus that first one is unrecognizable because now we get to a point now where it's if you get an AI and you get somebody that's good at prompting and working with it, it's not gonna have the weird finger things where you're gonna be like, oh, that motherfucker got 7 fingers or 2 thumbs. It's not like AI.
And that's what I said. I said that. We spoke on that earlier. We said the fingers and stuff be messed up, but wait till it gets more realistic. It's gonna be hard to tell.
Point.
Yeah. And it's almost there. I can still tell AI.
And AGI will be. AGI will be able to understand those prompts so well. AGI will understand those prompts so well. It'll know exactly what to put in to make it look picture perfect. You won't be able to tell if that's your kids or not. You won't be able to tell.
What I'm saying is by the time we do get to a point where we no longer have a actual human being as a governing body, it's gonna be us looking at the Will Smith eating spaghetti today, where it almost looks like it's him, like it's almost point for point, because they just did an upgrade not too long ago where they added more pixels to make it more realistic. Compared to the very first time someone said, show me, Will Smith eating spaghetti, and
yeah, exactly.
Like you look at that, that's going to be the comparison. We're going to be at a point where
we knew back then that it was going to advance to this point.
I'm a sci-fi kid. Like I'm a huge fucking nerd. Like we're going to run into one of our a sci-fi franchise. We've already ran into one. We've already hit The Walking Dead. It's just not the same as we thought it was. Yeah. But we're going to hit a revelation of, you could say, Judge Dredd, right? Because they pretty much ran off of a giant computer. You could look at like Iron Robot, the Will Smith joint. damn near every robot was doing. Like they're already like at the point
Judge
of mass.
Dredd. I miss Judge Dredd. I remember. I like the original with Sylvester Stallone.
That's what I'm talking about. But
they had a reboot. It was pretty dope too when he was in an apartment complex.
Judge Dredd. I'm sorry, I did the wrong one.
Yeah,
Judge Dredd's great movie. I was talking about Demolition Man.
Demolition Man. Yeah.
They read that where Taco Bell's the only food chain in this food chain. Anyways, shout out to anybody that remembers that. It's a great fucking movie. But we're gonna either get to that point or we're gonna get to Matrix / Terminator. Those are only two outcomes we're really gonna run into.
Exactly, and I think that we're more. Bro, they let on. Hey, when we all circling back, isn't this ironic that this guy is being hypocritical?
I'm not being hypocritical.
When he was saying he don't believe that he's saying it right now. That which if he's gonna be literal, see, I think he was being literal, and I was being in foresight. He was saying that either we're gonna be Terminator or we're gonna be Matrix. That's what he just said. Now, if he's shaking his hand, wait,
Matrix is one side.
Wait, okay.
Demolition Man is the other one, where everything's in harmony and everything's cool. And
okay, so
that's a possibility.
We're gonna reach both. You're gonna reach both before you will reach the harmony side. Probably before you reach the just outright, let me just take you out. Because you're going to have that. If you got AI that can do all of these things, that can come take you out, you're going to have a harmonic side. Demolition Man, wasn't Demolition Man, was it on Earth or was it in space?
I thought it was on Mars.
Demolition Man was Earth.
It was on Earth. Okay.
With Wesley
I'm thinking of the sixth element.
Yeah, it was on Earth.
The fifth element.
He ended up blowing up a building. They thought there were hostages in it, and it come to find out it wasn't hostages. It was dead bodies, but of course they didn't have the technology because it was like in the 90s, so they froze them, and they went into the future. It was Earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's Earth. Because they're talking about Taco Bell and the great fast food wars. Yeah.
Fast food wars. That's crazy.
But no,
I guess I ain't seen that one. I'm thinking of Fifth Element too.
Yeah, Fifth Element, because that's Bruce Willis was in
Bruce Willis and
but
Chris Tucker.
That wasn't even like in our solar system. That was anyways. Yeah, I just watched something on it, and Fifth Element is a fantastic movie. But anyways, I'm not trying to be hypocritical with my original statement. My statement is there any issue now? And reason why I was being a bit of an ass and tongue-in-cheek, but it's not hypocritical because I feel like we're going to, as we always do, we're going to stumble. We're going to have some hiccups, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we're not going to have a point where we're not going to have a headline where AI kills somebody, right? We're going to run into like those small hiccups. And I don't mean to make that like light work. Anybody that dies or whenever this happens, I'm not trying to be prophetic. What I'm saying is it's not going to go directly downhill. We're going to see as it goes. Like we're still learning.
It's different.
I believe you'll be Demolition Man before you cross over.
Some things are going to be positive. Some things are going to be negative.
Terminator.
But I think it's because we have countries racing at it so fast.
Yeah.
That race is going to help us more than we think because it's going to fast track us to fuck ups. I'm a strong believer.
And that's why I believe that you can have Terminator before you can have Demolition Man.
I don't think we're gonna have Terminator. I think because they're not going to allow it to be that large, that large of a thing. If
you create that artificial intelligence, it's all they wasn't the controller of that. Skynet was what the controller was. The supercomputer, super artificial intelligence is what created the Terminator situation. You built a computer so it became self-aware. It became aware and it made the decision to take control.
Now this is where the
satellites and manufacturing of the Terminators and reprogramming. Have you seen that Terminator?
And this is where my
cartoon animation.
This is where my high nerding kicks in. In that universe, we don't have any information that says that they had a movie franchise or something like that. Like we have all this shit that kind of like.
Wait, repeat that.
In Terminator, right? I won't say this for sure because like it's been a minute since I've seen it, but I'm almost 100% sure there was no previous because like the whole idea of the reason why you look at the Terminators and how it ends up solving each movie is they go back in the past and the past supposedly fixes the mistakes so it leads up. We don't
have that technology.
We don't need that technology. We have the Terminator to give us. We have the Terminator.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Give us that foresight of.
Don't do that.
When we see these hiccups, pay the fuck attention.
But you also have we failed. I believe that we failed and that we're failing.
And that's
I believe that the people who are in these tech firms are like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Let's push the bar. They want to push the bar.
They want to push the button. They want to push the button.
Power corrupts.
The reason why,
absolutely,
the reason why is because capitalism is competitive. And if China is racing to get ahead and they're in AI, it's not years.
They're encouraging
it's months.
Capitalism
it's
is encouraging
AI
individualism.
Is 3 weeks behind you, then you're gonna fucking rush.
Capitalism
3 weeks ahead of them.
Capitalism encourages competition, individual who can be the best, who can do what they can take from nothing and make it something. It's good and bad.
Let me ask you something. How long do you think we've had AI technology?
I'm gonna say 20. I'm gonna say like 25 years.
I'm gonna say whenever as AI artificial, meaning that it's automated, it can do things on its own. What do you consider artificial intelligence?
What do you consider?
It's loose.
What's your definition? I want to know your artificial definition of the artificial.
I'm not gonna give you my definition,
but then I don't know what to base my answer off of. I want to answer your definition of artificial intelligence.
I'm gonna give you constraints. Anything that you can loosely give credence to the computer doing it on its own
since the 19
whenever you had
since the 1950s since the
computer doing it on its own. No, whenever
imitation game when they were trying to decode the codes
without once you started up
the computer, so
you don't need human interference to make it work, right?
I would say
is that what you're saying?
Absolutely no input, and it runs on its own, and it runs commands on.
But what I'm saying is, you're speaking on because artificial intelligence is created by humans,
right?
Are you saying the point when you're saying
after they turned that engine
and they can leave it alone,
and it just goes?
Man, that's earliest times, bro.
Okay,
that's talking about mechanics, not even computers, chips in it.
Okay,
we're talking about mechanical.
Okay, so we've had that much time up until now before we really started getting it in our hands and playing with it, right?
Automation.
I don't think, because, and maybe I'm optimistic. I'll give you that. Maybe I'm optimistic in the sense that I give the people that are more intelligent than me that are creating this the foresight to know to put in some safety rails, right? That's all I'm giving credence to. Right now, what I said when I was being facetious, I wasn't really being facetious. I still believe AI doesn't pose a threat right now. It possibly can. Like I said, we can hit that end of world, like, machines are hunting us down. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think what we're going to do is now that we're fast tracking it and we now have it out in the public, because remember, they don't really give us too much shit that's too dangerous. That kind of stopped back in like the 40s and shit like that. They kind of try to give us shit that's not going to just kill us en masse. So this is the same reason why they haven't given us AI robots. It's the same reason why they've been working on that shit for ages, eons, and not even necessarily AI, just normal shit, right? Fold clothes, the wash, like, you know what I'm saying? We have dishwasher shit like that, but like they actually had units. I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna slowly, and I mean that in a very, like the slightest of terms, because nothing in AI is slow. But I mean, they're gonna move slowly enough where they can put safeguards and brakes. I don't think it's gonna end up being
I don't
Terminator
think,
at all.
I don't think 3 weeks I don't think being 3 weeks ahead of China in an AI race is a safeguard. I don't think if AI gets to another jumping point within that 3 weeks and you're 3 weeks ahead of China and you have to make the decision to stop what you're doing so you can understand what it's doing, or keep going so you stay 3 weeks ahead of China, I don't think 3 weeks is long enough to be safe. I don't believe that.
Why wouldn't it not be safe?
Because if you don't understand what's going on now, then you're not going to understand what's going on in 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years.
That's not how IT works.
That's how AI research works, according to the godfather of AI.
We're both in IT. That's not how IT works. IT, everything that's done leaves a paper trail. Everything that's done leaves a log.
Who's the godfather of AI?
He worked for Google.
What's his name?
Oh, I forgot his name. I can look it up. But he's come on numerous podcasts saying, I was grandfathered into, well, not grandfather, but he's like the grandfather of this shit. And he's saying, I was in Google. I'm a big deal in this stuff. They don't know what they're doing. They're so focused on the race and the competition. They don't understand where they are now.
Right. But the competition is to get there. The competition isn't necessarily releasing on us.
Get
That's
where?
What I'm saying.
In capitalism, there's no end result. In capitalism, there's never an end result. It's profit up into in infinity.
No, there's still goals though.
There are goals,
right.
But there's no end result.
But there's still goals. There's still things that are worked to. And again, back to what I was saying, that's not how IT works.
But once you hit one goal,
not how IT works. Everything in IT has a log. So you may not know it now. 3 weeks from later, you have people going over it, scouting over it. You're gonna.
But by that point, it's too late.
Is it?
If you create an AI system that mismanages your financial reports for 6 months, and you find out about it 6 months later, and that could have changed the trajectory of your business had you known at the time.
But that sounds like something that's already released to the masses. The race to getting something out
these
isn't
things
out
are
to the
created
masses.
but these things are created in labs. They're created in labs. They're not created. They're not handed to masses.
Right.
If it's broken in the lab, it's going to be broken when it goes out in mass.
Right. I hear you. But that's what I'm saying is it's not going to come out into a like I'm again being optimistic about it.
Yes, sir.
I don't think it's going to come out to be something as detrimental as we think. Like they're going to have a lot of this stuff already mapped out. Case in point, ChatGPT, this new, do you know why they went from 4 to 5?
Why?
Because they started spotting too many irregular conversations and threads that were irregular. And what I mean by that is instead of people using AI as like an assistant or helping them with the work or streamlining, they're using AI as like a therapist, as a boyfriend. Some were even trying to get married, shit like that.
Yeah, but that code now is already out there. People are creating AI girlfriends, AI boyfriends, AI porn, AI financial advice,
That's
AI
fine.
this, that.
That's fine. That's fine. That's neither here nor there. What I'm saying though is there are safeguards. Like I from
You're
what
saying
I've
that they
seen-
do have some control over it.
Well, they have a lot of control over it because like they don't have anything like the one thing that they don't have a control of, and they're gonna have to figure that out. Is AI to AI. That's the one thing that throws a monkey wrench at things. But everything else, they've been working pretty well with it. Even shit that they can't get, even so AI, they've had a couple of different AIs that try to be sneaky and hide certain things, right?
Yeah.
And so
there you go. It's already started. And to give context to what he was saying, the godfather of AI, I just checked it out because I want to give context to the people that's watching, is Jeffrey Hinton.
That's
he
right.
won a Nobel Peace Prize.
He's no low. He's no
Google. He worked at Google.
He's real.
And I was just reading up, man. The guy said that, you know, AI is going to take jobs within the next 5 to 20 years, and that
it's already taking jobs.
What it's going to be? Yeah, of course, but universally. And the thing is going to be that, you know, with AI, people are going to lose their self of purpose. And that they're going to use this. They're going to lose their. I was a plumber. I was a welder. I can't do that job anymore. This is what they mean. Let me give you some context because you making a stanky face. I can't. I was a chef.
Because you're supposed to be your fucking job.
Listen.
No. But what?
Nah, fuck all that.
No. Listen to this.
That argument is a shitty argument.
I agree with you. But listen to this. We, you, me, him, 35, 40-year-old men are not conditioned to live in a culture without a job. I've lived 35 years with a job. Okay, no, I've lived 30 years with a job. He's lived 30 years with a job. You've lived 30 years with a job.
I ain't lived no 30 years with no job.
Look,
no, I'm saying we are conditioned.
I get what you're saying, but you making people think I'm 50-some years old.
If you
my bad. I ain't saying that.
I ain't even close.
Questions who you are, your self-worth. You got bigger problems than AI ever did.
Agreed, but
the facts remain that people find joy in painting pictures and selling art. People find joy in building
crunching numbers.
People solve their artistics
in doing construction.
People solve their ADHD by doing things and turning it into income. People solve things by creating things.
Aside from the income, you can still do that.
People love making pizza from scratch and selling it. People love cooking.
Or you like working, turning wrenches, you can still build cars.
But it's not going to, who going to pay you for that?
Who going to pay you?
Again, why are we worried about who's going to pay you? So that mind frame is wild because it's stuck on, well, I don't know what to do because I'm used to doing this.
This Mr. Controversy. This guy, if you guys
grab your fucking
talking about
and pick up a hobby. Read a book. Self-improvement.
But how can I feel? But I grew up my whole life building frameworks for homes, framing houses. Now this computer does it, and that's all I knew. What can I do to what can I do to supplement this income that I lost when I was making? I had my own company, but now they got companies that are putting me out of business in this capitalist system. Capitalism is also a gift and a curse.
That's why I told you.
Because capitalism is, listen, when they bring out AI, it's going to increase the profits substantially and decrease the labor force.
They're gonna have to prop up a fake economy.
That's gonna be universal income. That's the suggestion.
Or regret.
It's not gonna. They don't have to do that. They're gonna want to talk about profit. The few are gonna get richer.
We're grabbing guns. That's all. That's the boil point.
Probably both for a lot of countries.
And listen.
The countries that are gonna go fake economy are gonna be a transitional period. They're gonna say, look, we're gonna have a fake economy. Everybody who's here now, we're gonna kind of play house until your kids are born into the AI age. They're not gonna know nothing different, so they're gonna be able to.
So then, when they're born, so then what's the the good question is? So the good question is that was posed by Hinton.
Y'all have had purpose. So now,
then the good question is,
have the next generation come in.
Anybody that feels that their job is their only purpose, again, you got more problems than AI.
So basically, what Hinton was saying was that, hey, I'm 77 years old.
Unfortunately, that's 90%.
I'm going to check out of this.
Unfortunately, that's 90% of the human race.
So what Hinton was saying was,
I agree 100%, but unfortunately,
I'm 77 years old. I'm gonna check out. I don't have to worry about this. But what about the positive outlook from the youth? What do they have to look for when they come for when like you say, the new kids. But he was saying, just like he was saying, how positive kind of look out if I know there's an asteroid coming to hit the Earth. You're just gonna have to accept it. Basically what he's saying. And what he said, I don't have to worry about that. I'm 70-something years old. I'm gonna be checked out.
Exactly.
I'm about to leave this Earth anyway. So the problem is what he's saying is, hey, I built this monster. I contributed to this monster. It's not my problem anymore though, guys. I'm rich. I don't have to worry about that. I can live my life. But what are you guys are gonna do with the and that's how
live life. But I don't get that.
I'm saying for us. They're gonna adjust. I guess they're gonna have to adjust. There's nothing you can do but to adjust.
I'm talking about anyone, point blank, period. If you at the end of the day says, I don't have a job, I have no purpose,
man, look,
you got bigger problems.
That's a defeatist mindset to say I'm going to be resigned to not having a job, and I'm not going to be resigned. I'm going to be resigned to have no purpose.
That's what he just said.
But that's a problem. He didn't say it was a good thing.
It's all narrative.
It's not. He said his answer to it was, I'm rich. I'm out of here. So that's your problem to deal with.
I just thought about it. None of this makes sense because let's be real. Who fucking wants to work?
Nobody.
Nigga, who wants to work? Some people do want to work. Some people do want to work.
No, some people
find enjoyment.
Bro, that's a lie. People do want to work.
No.
There are some people get love. They love painting pictures and selling.
I agree. But
they love people that love playing basketball and making money and playing football and making money.
Become irrelevant.
The ones that don't want to work is the ones that don't do what they love to do.
But see, the idea of what you're saying is
it's not work if you're doing what you love to do, guys.
But see, also too, you also still look at it from the standpoint of this side of the fence. That's the problem. Stop looking at it from this side of the fence.
What's the other side?
First of all, money. Money shouldn't be an outcome. If they remove jobs, money is no longer an outcome, or grab the gun.
But how you gonna go pay for your food? Who wants to live in a dystopia? That's called a dystopian world where I gotta live by the wild, wild west, shooting up everything. Yeah. Nobody wants to live like that. People will rather work, like you say. Okay, so this is a civilized world, so you don't feel like
it's not a civilized world.
Well, you said that you don't feel like there will be any problems with bloodshed. Or this or that because people are too civilized in this country.
What I'm saying is
when we were talking about
when I say grab guns, I don't mean wild, wild west. I mean we start going against the government. We literally stand up and we change how the shit.
They're not gonna stand and take it.
They have no other choice.
They're not gonna. But it's gonna be. Nobody wants to lose the comfortability of their family, their children. Nobody wants to lose that. That's not gonna be a peaceful world. Hey, I'm sitting here talking to you right now on the podcast. I'm in the AC, bro. I can go in there and fix me a sandwich right now. I don't want to be sitting out in a holdout, blew up, a cemented building, and this neighborhood is torn to shreds. There's no comfortability. I'm in a Call of Duty type of environment.
Let's scale it back. You don't want to go to HEB and it's empty because nobody's filling up HEB. You don't want to go to the gas station and there's no gas because nobody's pumping gas.
Who wouldn't be doing that?
The people who are paid. Jobs, right?
AI.
It sounds to me like You saying that we're comfortable in all this, but you don't mind crashing the system and going to all the hell. That sounds to me.
And maybe that's what needs to happen.
But who wants that? Who wants that?
Who wants the system?
So you want to go through? You want to go through a dystopian future? No, I'm asking. Clarify yourself. Give context like Elon Musk did it.
I'm gonna do you like you.
No, I want context like you say. Elon Musk didn't have to give context to what he said. So you got to clear it. Now you want to clear up. You can just say what you said and left it alone though. According to you, could have just said what you said and left it alone. Oh yes, I want to hear more of what Elon had to say when he said there needs to be massive change. But no, according to him, we don't have to do that. So why are you explaining yourself? Say what you say and stand on it. You don't got to explain to us why you felt the way you said it, but you want to clear yourself up, right?
No, it's not.
Because you don't want to be misunderstood. You care about being misunderstood at this point. No. So it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
This is hypocritical conversation.
No, it's not, because Elon Musk not having a debate. I am. So I have to clarify, because you're taking what I'm saying out of context, which you did.
He ain't having no debate with me. He dropped the mic. He said what he said and he dropped the mic. And then I'm telling you the same thing.
Because I'm having a debate with you.
You're not having no debate. You just talking. You said your opinion, and you said what you left it alone.
And then you're taking my words out of context. So
I took his words out of context, but he wanted to clear it up, right?
He's not talking to you.
He was talking to me. He was talking to me.
He's not.
He was talking. Was he not talking to you?
He's not.
Was he not talking to you? I believe when you put your statement out there on X, you're putting it out there for the world to see.
Am I not part of the world?
Agreed.
But that's not
well, I'm a part of Mars.
That's not a conversation.
I'm just going from what the ones that can't speak for themselves.
That's not a conversation. That's a statement.
Nah, man, I can hit you on point.
Statement.
I can get on you. I can hit you on point.
I just blew you out.
You
made a statement. I'm having a conversation.
You're explaining yourself.
It.
No, you feel like you want to give context. I misconstrued what he said, but he didn't give no context to what he said.
I'm giving context because he's fucking yellow. He's talking and he's dead ass wrong. And when I try to explain it, he cuts me off. So let me go ahead and talk to you people, since he's not listening to me. There's a context to that where I say go grab guns. I'm not talking about Wild Wild West. I'm talking about we have to fight against the government. That's when we.
How do you do that? When you say that, give us context on that. What does that look like? What does that look like?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to you. Blastoff is on timeout, so I'm gonna continue what I was saying. The conversation I'm saying is it's one of those that it's either gonna be you're cool, like I said, get outside of the fence where you're at from now. Don't look at it as money. We're in a capitalistic society. Once that pendulum swings, it's gonna be like pre-2019 versus now. Nothing the fucking same. Money's not gonna matter.
We want to know.
Since money's not
okay, we're not talking to him. Blastoff's talking to the show. We want to know what grab guns mean and go against the government mean. We don't want to hear about the soft explanations. We want to get down to the meat and potatoes. You said grab guns. That's controversy. That's shock value. Please explain, what does that look like when we go? We just wondering, what does it mean when you say grab guns? We don't want to hear the backstory. We want to know, because you didn't want to give us your personal backstory so people can even know who you are. But we want to know what this grab guns mean. Well, I gave you plenty of opportunity. But what does grab guns mean?
If you say grab guns and go to the government, we the people are the government.
We need context to that, because that's like saying we need massive change.
That means
what does that mean?
Empty government buildings where people have jobs. That means you're going after the people who voted those people into power. That means you're going after the blacks. It means you're going after the liberals.
No, that means you're going into the Senate and you're grabbing guns inside the Senate. That means that you're doing January the 6th of 20. That means you're doing January the 6th, 2020. Is it 2021, 2020?
Suffer.
That means you're going into the Capitol. That means you're going.
Whenever you try to overthrow a government, there's almost always going to be some form of civil war. The people are going to attack each other because.
So what does grab guns mean?
I said,
yeah.
So I want context too. I do want context too.
What? Give us. We want to know. We don't want to sugar-footed, pussyfoot. Don't try to be clean on camera. What does it mean to grab guns against B-Roll? Say what you say. What does it look like? What does that look like to you? Give us an illustration so we can picture it. And the listeners, because we got listeners too. We ain't got people that's on camera that can watch us too. We also have people that's listening on Apple, on Spotify, on Amazon. We got people that's blind. Explain, what do you mean by grab guns, please?
So I don't. It's very simple.
Nothing. Don't stumble. Stand on what you said. We want to know what it looks like. We still waiting.
I don't understand why it's so difficult. Grab guns. They're people like us. When shit goes south, when AI takes everything, And then they look at us and they still want us to figure out a way to come up with money, monetize shit, buy shit, keep this capitalist shit going on, and there's no jobs. Then we start Mario Luigi motherfuckers.
What does that mean? We don't want Mario and Luigi.
Tell us. Finding where these people are, these government officials are, where they're located, and find them and put guns to their face.
Jesus.
And then, you want it cold and blood. And then when they tell you they don't have any power, you go to the next one. Eventually, you're gonna find somebody that can pull the lever, and we're gonna start changing some shit.
And you think that
lever? What lever are they gonna pull? What lever is gonna get pulled that's gonna fix things?
So when you go and you have AI taking all your jobs and you're still expecting us to pay money, then you start looking at, okay, cool. What are all of our politicians whose salaries are 120 to 200, 300,000, and they're all millionaires? Cool, on ask some bread. Since we got to pay shit, we're taking it.
So you're saying
you ask for clarification. If that's not the lever, then we start taking people. And what I mean by start taking people, like taking hostage. And if that doesn't work, then we start killing people.
Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a world like this. Imagine a world, and this is what he wants. This is what he said he wants.
No, I want us to be free. I
imagine this
by any means necessary. Absolutely.
Well, earlier I asked you. This is on tape. You can say what you want to say now, but you on video saying that you want to get out absolutely and get guns to boost the ass. You want to put boots to the ground. You want to get guns in hands.
When shit hits that far, where you're stuck between a dick and a hard place,
you said you want to crash the system.
Absolutely.
And that means you want to be able to go to politicians' doors and make them unask $200,000-$300,000. And give us the money. And then you think that's gonna look peaceful? You think my baby, you think my son, but hey, I would want, let me tell you what I would want, guys. I would want diplomacy. I would want somebody, I would want to go ahead and start listening to people that are showing from both sides and understanding, hey, I understand what you've been through. I understand what you've been through. Let's make a medium and let's come together on making this thing go as peacefully as can. Unfortunately, what the brother's saying seems likely that at the end of the day, it could be that.
That could be it. It could be real.
Because we're being hopeful, saying what I'm saying. But that person is gonna come around. That person is coming. But let me tell you what, I truly believe that what he says is gonna happen first before that other person comes. But I'm not saying that that's what I want, what he wants. I want somebody I want peace. I want peace. I want to broker peace without having to go through all of this dystopian type of stuff.
I do.
But is that even possible?
No. Because the system
isn't free.
It's possible. Anything is possible in the human element.
The system's not broken.
Anything is possible in the human element.
It's operating.
It can get to a breaking point.
At that point, to this
What is the ultimate form of wealth? Slavery. What is the ultimate form of slavery? AI. There is no form of wealth greater than AI. There is no form of labor cheaper than AI. There is no form of human manipulation greater than the manipulation of AI. A workforce that does not sleep, that does not eat, that can work 24/7, that can create whatever you want. What did Sarah Connor say? What did Sarah Connor say? Can you quote Sarah Connors? Even in an ideal society where everything is sunshine and rainbows, AI, I want you to generate an ice cream cone for me.
Can you quote?
I'm gonna eat it.
Can you quote?
And you eat the ice cream cone.
Can you quote the great?
Still a form of slavery. Can you quote the late? AI.
Can you quote the late great Sarah Connors?
I don't know what she said, bro. I don't know what she said.
They don't sleep. They never gonna stop coming.
Never gonna stop coming.
You can't reason with it. That was the first guy in the first Terminator, the first John Connor. You can't reason with them. They don't sleep. They don't feel emotion. They gonna keep coming.
Our goal as humanity has always been with the capitalist system, like you said, for it to work towards that. This was the point of computers.
Let me ask you this, though.
Right?
Let me ask you this, though.
This was why computers were invented
Let me ask you this.
1,000 years ago in Greece.
Let me ask you this.
This is why they were created 1,000 years ago
when you say computers,
in Egypt.
you're gonna sound crazy to people that don't know the history and stuff. So you can't just say stuff like that. But the point I'm saying is this just a necessary evil?
Yes.
For the evolution of the human, to have the evolution of the human race.
This will answer your question. No, this will answer your question. Do you think those in power will ever give up what they have and at least give it back, at least make it balanced across the board?
Ever.
On their own?
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Answer the question.
I just did. If I'm corrupt, if I'm absolutely corrupted,
then the answer is no.
So then yes, it was inevitable. It's going to come to that point at some point in our history, because again, it's not designed to work that way. Those in power aren't moving that way. We have motherfuckers like, again, Chicago, what I was telling you about. The mayor of Chicago asking about Trump, they keep asking money. They already got their police money. Where it went to? Immigrants. Like, they don't want crime cleaned up because it's a racket. If I have nonprofits, if I have 5 or 6 nonprofits talking about we gonna clean up the hood and shit like that, I'm getting billions, spending thousands.
Are you gonna fund those? Are you gonna fund those organizations? No, fuck no.
Ass turkeys, those shitty ass toy drives they do that the community thinks they're doing something. They show up every now and then to your son's hearing it's a fuck up. None of that fucking matters. It's all about the fucking almighty dollar. And that's the problem, is it's gonna get to a point where they're no longer gonna be able to do dollars. So it's the reason why I think that it's gonna go the way of the grab guns and shit, because it's not gonna be the other option. It's gonna be the option of the sense of they want more control. That's going to be the end all, because once you get rid of the option of taking away your money, and now I've gotten that, the only thing left is your freedom, your autonomy. So that's why I wanted to crash, because the way it's designed for oppression. It's designed for a minority to own the majority of wealth. It's designed to keep us where we're at.
Always built that way.
Like, there's a book. Everybody needs to read it if you really want to get an idea of why our government isn't broken at the stating point. No matter what's happening, how fucked up it is. It's called Fruit of the Poisonous Tree. There's a reason why we go off of Black's dictionary and not actual common language. There's a reason why we use maritime law instead of regular law. Like, this shit is designed against us. So yeah, at some point I want this bitch to crash, because this bitch was never meant to benefit us. We've just been turning shit to sugar for so long. We made it work for us.
We made it work for us. And all I'm saying is we're so conditioned to that it would actually be detrimental to people living now or our age.
Fuck them.
But
fuck them. If you're not resilient enough to say that you lost your job, you lost your purpose.
Yeah, but it's easy to say fuck them until it's your parents who are suffering, until it's your kids who are suffering. It's easy to, right there, it's easy to say anything until you see the people that you love suffer in this system. It's very, very easy to say that.
Here's the thing about that.
I'd rather, being honest, I would rather my great-grandchildren go through suffering and pain and agony than my children. That's just me. I'm not going to know my great-grandchildren.
I'm gonna pose you a different one. Under the way things currently now, are we not suffering?
Yes, of course.
Fuck them. We're suffering either way. At least we're suffering for a cause that's better than what we got now. Fuck them. Take AI, take away all the jobs.
It's easy to say.
Let motherfuckers figure out what they're gonna do with life. You're gonna have a few snowflakes that are gonna lose their shit because they ain't got a job.
Because guess what? We got it easier than what our parents had it.
Absolutely.
And they got it easier than when they parents. Nigga, man, they were dealing with discrimination on another level.
But
they also weren't dealing with algorithms poisoning your mind. They weren't dealing with mass with all sorts of mass addiction and all this stuff.
Listen, you can't compare. We can't compare where we're living now
suffering
than what they were going. Bro, they were suffering.
We weren't suffering like
torture,
the 3-strike rule, and we weren't suffering Jim Crow, and we weren't suffering all that. But some people might prefer that in-your-face, down-on-the-ground discrimination than something manipulating. It's a different kind of suffering.
That you can compare. That's what I say.
It's a different kind of suffering.
I wouldn't necessarily compare because, like he said,
we the most spoiled generation in the history of this current human world.
I'll give you that. We're spoiled.
We're sitting here. It's 80-something degrees outside. We in here is 70-something degrees outside.
We don't have
real meat.
We want ice.
What the hell are you talking about?
We don't have all that real shit.
Blasphemy.
This is real.
Stop this blasphemy. You know, for you to have the knowledge to say that we don't have real meat is a clue that we do got real meat.
Sir.
You don't buy real meat. I go buy real meat.
McDonald's sells more beef than we raise cattle every year.
Every year.
What I'm saying is,
that's just
wait, time out. So wait, time out.
You got the other
He's saying we don't have real meat. You got fake meat and you got real meat. I go buy me some real meat.
He eating Soylent Green, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, guys, we've already. I think that the population and that the viewers have already determined that you straight local.
You know what Soylent Green is, right? You older than me.
And I think that how you know that, man? We ain't. What are we talking about ages, man?
Because you got grandchildren.
That don't mean that I'm older than you.
I guarantee you older than me.
We ain't gonna go into how old I am. I guarantee I'm probably not.
I guarantee you older than me because Eli told me you're older than me a while back.
The president.
The Prez. My bad.
Yeah. I'm a blank.
You burn my name too, nigga. Fuck you. Anyway.
I am the youngest one here.
Yeah, but yeah, no. I don't think that it's gonna be that hard of a choice. Because when you look at a lot of people, yeah, there's a few that like really take enjoyment or take some type of gratification of the good work they do at their job. But the mass majority of us are just tired, bro. Like a mass majority of us are
overworked.
Because for example, our age range, right? We were sold the lie. What do? You go to school, you get good grades. Once you graduate high school, you either go to college, you go to a trade program, or you go into the workforce. What do you do after that? You work 30, 40, 50 years, you retire out. In that process, you have what? You get married, you have kids, you buy a house, white picket fence, everything's lovely, you pay your taxes, you do right, you do all the things you're supposed to do, and you're gonna have your hardships, but life should play out at a normal at a normal pace.
30-year dream.
We grew up, we got out of high school, we started doing what they told us, and they just pulled the rug from us. Nobody's buying houses.
Shit, there wasn't no rug
because the house market is crazy right now.
Nobody. People aren't buying cars. People are
the interest rates are crazy.
People are turning in the
tariffs are crazy.
My nigga, you can put a burger on credit at this point. They're at this point allowing you to put a cheeseburger on credit.
That's something different. I mean, if you buy it with your credit card, I mean, that was always
no. I'm talking about DoorDash shit like that. You can actually, instead of paying on with your card, you can get a DoorDash credit card and pay it on credit.
I bought it. I bought them.
We've been conditioned to accept less and less. I actually pulled this up, right? I was looking at the Great Depression versus now. Do you know we make less than most people did, like comparatively, than the Great Depression? In the Great Depression, motherfuckers were offering themselves and shit. Like, we're tired, boss. Like, we've been so.
The only reason we not offering ourselves is because we got our digital stuff that can keep us going.
Entertained.
Because
without it, we would have been up in arms.
Oh, no, the trolling me is going to be, you're going to have to do something stronger than lie to me to kill me. I will never take myself out. I've been homeless.
Right, exactly. But I'm saying I can see how.
I've been in bad situations.
I guarantee you.
Be a point where I say, you know what? I take a lie back. I take the lie back. I get old and it gets to a point where it's like they don't find a way to make it where we can survive longer, and it gets rickety and motherfuckers do some weird shit, and I gotta start calling people by Zim Zer and shit like that. I might eat a bullet. But as it stands right now, there's nothing currently that again make me end it all. You can take everything away from me. I'm gonna for the righteous rowdiness, the rebellious spirit in me. I'm gonna prove to you that you can't do enough to make me to get to that point. Yeah, it'll never be that bad. Like I said, the only thing that I can also possibly, like, I've been through the ringer. Only thing I can possibly think of is if like shit get real bad and I'm like old, ain't nobody around to take care of me, and I got some idiots dealing with me, I might just go ahead and go the way of yellow. But outside of that, yeah, you can never make it so bad that I want to kill myself. And I know that sounds like a lot, but it's just that there's always a way. Like, I'm always like in the process of, you can always figure a way out, think a way out, maneuver a way out. You just gotta have time and amount of, like, Batman preparation. You gotta get yourself together, and you can always figure your way out of any situation. But the whole idea of you lost your job, so you lost your identity, that's a problem. Right. Like, we gotta look at a standpoint of, like, are we here? Like, we've been asking that question since the dawn of man. Like, what is our purpose here? It damn sure ain't paying taxes, and it damn sure ain't working for a job that don't give a shit about you.
Right.
So that, I mean, that's just where I am with it. Like, the system is fucked up and corrupt, and there's no fixing something that's meant to work. Like, you can't take something that's working and then try to fix it to work something else. So you're putting too much effort instead of just building something completely new that's to your liking. And this system is not busted, but it's definitely not to our liking.
Yeah. You know what though? You made some great points on that. Bro, we at the bottom of the episode getting ready to wrap this up. Can we get a backstory on
what do you want? I hate talking about myself. What you want to know?
But folks gotta know you. They gotta know where to find you. They gotta know if
Just
they want to follow you.
You're comfortable with.
What's the social media? Like what can
Y'all
right?
can't find, social media ain't real. Y'all can't find me on there. If you find me, you find me. Those that need to find me, found me. But as far as like
do you have an Instagram where people can follow you? You gotta.
I mean, I do, but they can't follow me.
I know people mostly like.
That's not.
So we got a mysterious guy on the show.
Nah, I'm not here for.
You don't have a Twitter or X account where people can follow your opinion. You got. Well, see, here go the thing. You're a controversy guy. You're a controversial guy. People might agree with your points and rhetorics, and people might want to come on or might want to give you comments and leave you encouragement or relieve you ridicule. Or don't hide from the masses. If they come in with smoke or if they come in with praise, where could they find you, bro? What do you share? What social do you share publicly? Like hey, look, hey, I'm Grizzly Green.
If y'all want to see me more, tell them that y'all want me on Mars and I'll come back.
Nah, that goes without saying. You do back. But the point is, Grizzly Green, he's
private, public, and public. I'm a private Negro. Y'all can't follow me. No. Y'all can see me here. Y'all can get these thoughts here fresh and hot off the dome, but that's about it.
Well, maybe he can come up with one specifically for this. He'll let y'all know if he come up with something specifically for people that want to come with his content.
I'll think about making one, right?
Right.
Next time we do something, I might come up with something just for y'all if y'all want to send me love letters.
Right. And if we come up with it, man, and he come up with it before the episode is, published, which is going to be very soon here because we got some great content to put out. We will share that into the episode. So maybe he leaves here and he shares something. Do you got an email where people can email you or anything?
I mean, no.
Okay.
I don't got.
You got a phone number where they can call you direct?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not really, like, I'm here to give out whatever little bit of tidbit I got, make y'all think, and then vanish in the smoke. I'm not important.
So, final thoughts before we wrap this thing up. You believe in,
I believe in a lot of things.
That, we are the problem.
Absolutely.
You believe that, yeah. And you believe that we are the number one concern in America as far as the general public. We are public enemy number one.
I didn't say that. Not to spin up a whole other topic that we can go off on, but I do believe that there's parts of our culture that we, not other people, but we need to address as the Black community.
Do you believe that that's part of what we've been through, though? Because you've had 400 years. How many years of slavery you think that they had in this country? They were practicing. Was it 400? And then you released them from that you made them fight and scrounge and scrap for survival. And I'm got more than you. I'm here in this house with them. You out there working hard. I'm living like easy. I'm not poor. I got the shoes on. I got the jewelry on. I'm not no slave. I'm not. That rhetoric was created through slavery. Do you not agree with that? Like, hey, I'm not the poor black. I'm not the poor black guy. And then wait, before I let you go. And then do you believe that now you had them under this chaos for up to 400 years, and then you release them for the last 100 years, let's just say last 100 years, that they can change that being treated like an animal for so long and then releasing them with that? Do you not believe that we're becoming better, more doctors, more lawyers, more prominent, more socioeconomically successful? The infrastructure around is being more successful, the awakening of the, I believe it's getting better. And I believe that that's the danger. My personal belief is that we're getting better. The crimes and the realizations that what we do is getting better. There's more fathers in the home now than ever before. The Black American man is the most statistically available for their children in the home. You can say what you want to say. They can say all these numbers out, but Black American men is statistically a fact that they do better with child rearing and raising their kids when they are in the home.
I agree. But when I say that we got to do more, two things can be true at the same time. There are, again, I will never discard or disgrace racism, which is still active, systemic and otherwise, all that. But there's things that we do as a culture that's detrimental to us that ain't got that we can't look and blame slavery or what's happened before on us. There's like slavery doesn't mean we walk around outside in bonnets and do-rags and shake our ass everywhere and half naked and being rude and rowdy and disrespectful. Like slavery and brutality doesn't do that. That's just bad habits that we decide to choose to champion. There's just things that we need to fix that inside of our culture, outside of crime, that perpetuates it, like single parenthood. We got to fix that. That fixes a lot of the knuckleheads that go around shooting and killing each other. We gotta start building up a community so that there's not the drive to go to these gangs and these negative portions of society that drives up those statistics. I think that yes, systemically through our government, there's problems, but then there's also problems that we can fix on our own. That the government has nothing to do with, the racism, slavery. We just gotta be better.
Oh, but people. Of course, but the whole thing is, it's not a racial issue
at all.
It's a systemic issue.
Well, it's a class issue.
Race is a construct.
It is a offshoot of the system, and those people. It's not saying it's not totally. We're not gonna sit there and say it's not totally about race, but to say that they're doing this because of their race, that's where it's wrong. They just like that. If you took them out of that and you gave them all, if you didn't put them in slavery, this still would be happening. That's not true. If you took them and you gave them the same fair share of resources,
right, that's
and infrastructure,
that's the systemic part. But there's some
then this still would be happening. That's not true. Give the same situation, same scenarios, and then do your comparison. Then you can make that without the same playing field, the same level playing field, and the same where people don't have to fight or feel like they have to fight, or feel like they have to steal, or feel like they have to go have, my system is not right for me to have this baby. I'm not set up right. Let me go to the abortion clinic because I don't have the resources or the support or the upbringing. There are people that just brought up in systems of poverty, systems of Section 8, system of food stamps, and they grow up and they pass that down generationally, and they think that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's systemic.
And so when you sit but then they relate that to race. This was given. You give somebody something, they're not going to be comfortable with giving it up. You make it easy for somebody to get access to living or food, and they know all they got to do is maintain a little job here and keep a man out of the house to be able to have these benefits. That's going to be a systemic thing. You give women that type of power. Hey, if you got a man in here and we find that you got a man in here, we're going to take your. That's encouraging a problem. That's where the problems lie at.
Well, I mean, that was actual ploy to destabilize the black household.
And that's where the problem lies at in the community. That's why there's not fathers in homes prevalent, or that's why that problem stemmed. That's where that problem was rooted at. Because in the 50s and the 40s and 50s and 60s, the families were more together. But when they came up with the federal government funding programs and the social services programs, and then you remove the man out of the home, because believe it or not, it's still to this day, and it's proven fact. How many of you know that dads are more of a disciplinarian, more of a realist for their children, give them more of a realistic outlook? Moms are nurturers, they're caretakers, they're empathetic, they give it to you in a softer view. And the dads just tendencies, just talking about tendencies. Men tend to be rougher than women. They can give a child more, but then when you encourage, hey, take him out, put him out the home, and we'll hit him for money. We'll take his money out of his check at the same time. So you can get this government assistance. You can get this home to live in at a discounted rate. And on top of that, if you have a man and you leave him, we'll give you half of what he has. It's vice versa now. It goes both ways, rare, but we'll give you half of what he has. We'll make him send you money for 18 years for this child. So then they're encouraged, let's keep having children. There are people that live like this. I got to have a child to be able to keep getting these government benefits. It's starting to go away now because they've cracking down on this crap. Now it's starting to get woke. And these are the aspects of the Trump presidency that I can personally say I appreciate. I don't know about you guys. Break the cycle of gift giving and being on a crutch of being dependent on the government. Get out there and work or starve. Get out there and put something into the economy or starve. With that being said, it ain't gonna change. And it may never change as long as you got people in power pushing the narrative that these are what needs to happen or that one people or group of people are just unfixable. It's not true. Go outside right now. I challenge most of you to go outside right now and walk down your street. I challenge most of you to go walk into the black mall or go walk into the white mall or the Asian mall. You're gonna probably go shopping and gonna be and now I ain't telling you if you know they selling crack in front of the mall to go do that or nothing. I ain't telling you go walk out at dark. But most of you in a comfortable situation. Some of you not. But some of you got to understand it's not about black or white. It's about the elite and the have-nots. And it's also about good and evil. And that's where the power lies. If you got the elite in charge, but they worshiping, practicing witchcraft and practicing sacrifices and all this old rumored stuff that's going on, you're lost. If you got people that are adopting children from other countries and then they bringing them over here and they man, and then they turning them into female, I'm calling out Charlize Theron. I'm calling out. I'm saying names. I don't like what she did. If that's what they want to do, but I don't believe in bringing a child here at the age of 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you automatically let a child be a child. You automatically determining that child's future at that age. That was both of them. That's another topic for another day.
You don't believe in trans kids?
Listen, can you give us a backstory on you, man?
Ladies and gentlemen, we really appreciate y'all.
What you want to know? You keep asking me that.
Where are you originated from?
My mother's womb.
But what state are you from?
I'm from Cali.
Okay.
So.
Are you asking me, do I believe in trans kids?
Do you believe in trans kids?
Listen, I don't believe in kids determining sexuality as a kid, as a young baby.
Do you believe in trans kids?
There are trans kids out here.
You believe that?
They're out here.
I don't believe that.
No, wait. Let me tell you something. When you say, "Do I believe that they're trans kids?" Look at Magic Johnson's son. Look at Dwayne Wade's son. Look at Charlize Theron's sons. So they're out there. Well, you ask me, do I believe that they know to determine their sexual identity? No.
There's no such thing as trans kids.
Well, we ain't agree. I don't know what you're trying to bust me on, but we are in agreement on that.
Did I not ask a simple question? I said, do you not believe that?
No, I don't believe that there should be trans kids. No.
Okay, all right.
No. And that's what I just, if you listening, I just spoke out against that.
I know, that's the reason why I said that, because you said, I said, so it was basically being funny. I was like, you don't believe in trans kids?
No, I don't believe that you should play with a child's sexuality. They shouldn't even be aware of sexuality.
With the child's sexuality.
They shouldn't even be aware of sexual, their penis or dingling at 6, 7 years. I mean, they should be aware that they got that, but to be relating it to sexuality, no, I don't believe. But unfortunately, in the world today, it's impossible pretty much with technology and phones and stuff, access to that type of technology to not even determine. Kids are, back then, like I say, we was access to porn. It was hard to get access to dirty magazines and videotapes and stuff back then as a child. It's to click of a finger now. No, it was harder. It was harder. It was harder. It was harder.
For me.
Yeah, for me. Yeah.
Me, I just walked in the store, went to the dirty mag, grabbed the magazine, stuck it in my pants, and walked.
You had to go take all those extreme limitations to do that. Now,
extreme niggas weren't paying attention to me.
They weren't paying attention to you. But you grew up in the wrong neighborhood where they was letting you do that.
I grew up in a foreign neighborhood, didn't give a shit about non-foreign kids.
And there you go. So they let you walk out with some money, but that's fine. The point of it is,
they just never stopped me going to the adult thing as a child. Like, they never said anything. So since they never said anything, they never saw me really like trying to like walk out one. They never checked me.
Right.
So by the time I went to the front, the motherfuckers in my pants. That's all. But yeah.
Well. Anyway, guys, we out of time here today, man. But it was a great honor, man. And this guy will be back. He'll probably be back the next time we pop up. But we got some fire. We got some. Okay, I ran them off. About then they ran them off.
Scared now. Come on back.
Yeah.
Don't be scared.
We got some episodes, man, that we're gonna drop, and we got some special guests that have already came, and man, we got some content that put out, man. But you know, in all seriousness, man, to end this show, to go back at the top, you know, it's all about good and evil, man. And all seriousness, I know I was passionate about this earlier, and we all feel the same. Stuff that happened today, like what happened to Charlie Kirk, man, stuff like that.
All right,
it should not happen, bro.
Nah.
It should not happen, and it should never get to that point.
Opinion
that brother was only just doing debate. He has the right to say what he says. He has the right to feel how he feels. Although he may come out with withdraw some dangerous talking points, this still shouldn't matter. He should still be allowed today to go home to his wife and his kids, man.
Facts.
You know, that's what the power of free speech is, and that's the First Amendment.
Whoever fucking shot him is a piece of shit.
Yeah, you're a bitch.
You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit.
We hope you unsubscribe, you lousy piece of shit.
And it also shows how weak your argument is that you had to resort to violence. That just
You
shows
go to
that your
resort to violence,
argument
bro.
was trash.
But it is ironic that Charlie Kirk's talking points was one of his positive talking points, was one of the points that it was less likely to actually took him out. If what's to be heard and reported is true.
I still disagree.
I call it irony. He calls it, I don't know, he says it's sad. And it is sad. Two things can be true at the same time.
Very true.
So anyway, Prez, you know, it's your boy Blastoff here. Hey, y'all can find us, man, on X at Blastoff_ENT, on Instagram at Blastoff ENT Blastoff ENT, and email us, man, info at Blastoff.
Always
info at Blastoff_ENT. So
always hit me up. Presidential on X. Presidential with a Z.
Yeah, and an I at the end.
And an I instead of an L. Yeah, that's right.
Capital. It's a capital I, so it looks like an L, but it's spelled presidential. But that last L spell it with that last L spell it with a capital I.
Y'all.
You can find them on X at that too.
Space City.
Grizzly Green, man, we thank you for coming in, bro. Hey, we can't do stuff like, we need people like you. We can't do it without you, bro. We can't do it without you guys, man. Y'all tap in. We back live, man. We're gonna be more consistent, man. More episodes. It's 2025, man. Y'all stay safe out there. Y'all go ahead, man, and like and tap in, man, and like and subscribe to the Blastoff, the Blastoff Entertainment Co. on YouTube, guys. And we thank you, man.
We
Broadcasting
appreciate y'all.
Live
from a secret
location on Mars, everybody. We out.
We out, baby.